Okay, so should be good now. Okay. No, surprisingly, no. This was not a chair issue, but I just was not able to get everything set up quick enough. So a bit awkward, but we're good now. We're good now. So we getting it. Go over here, change that. Okay. Now I gotta go to live stuff real quick. Live, live. Stay there. Put the control room on. Get over here. Okay, there we go. Getting close to everything being done. Okay, let's add the poll. Who wins? DC or Louisville? So we got that poll up. I am live for the DC versus Kings game. And we'll put that up and we will post that. So got that going up there now. Poll is up. There we go. Okay. Got everything getting set up. Okay. Better late than never, as the saying goes. So at least there's that. Now let me go over here real quick. Put this in here. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just was not prepared for this morning. Woke up like hella late. So not great, but we're good now. So everything's good. We will be, this game starts in a couple minutes. So almost fully set up. I gotta go use the restroom real quick, and then I will be fully back for the game. So I'll be right back in a second. There we go. Finally done. Okay. Got everything set up. Everything's good. So we can truly start this now. And just about 2 minutes ahead. Okay. So for those of you that are joining for just this stream, we're not here yesterday or missed parts of yesterday. DC can clinch a playoff spot today. If they just win this game, they're a playoff team. Due to how tiebreakers work, we assume it's the same it's always been and how every other football league does it, where head-to-head is the first tiebreaker. As long as that's the case, all DC has to do is win today. If DC wins, they will clinch a playoff berth. That's pretty much it. So, we will see if they end up pulling it off, but if DC wins the game, they are a playoff team. Unless the UFL decides to make one of the dumbest changes ever in terms of how teams make the postseason, they are a playoff team if they win today. So DC has something big to play for. We will see if they end up pulling it off. We'll see. Looking at everything around. Jordan Mosley. Sup, Rick? Sup, Sector? And speaking of yesterday and the whole fiasco of the green screen, it's not going to be... I'm not even attempting to set it up right now, no. But, so actually, I have a plan on what to do. I'm just going to do it, like, either later today or tomorrow. I'm going to, like, set it up there. Because, like, the other issue with my chair, as I talked about how, like, thick it is, the other issue is that it's not like a normal office chair or a normal gaming chair, right, where it's, like, a vertical one. The back is, like... I don't know the best way to explain it without, like, showing it, but it's, like, instead of it being like this, it's sort of like this. So it's like, ignore this part of my hand. Just look at my hand. Instead of it being, like, straight, it's like this. So even if when I was able to put it up, it ended up sort of, like, putting the screen fully back, like, this way. So it only covered to, like, here. So I'm going to set some stuff up on my ceiling, and I'm going to have it, like, draped below me, sort of like that, or draped behind me. So for the next stream, we should have it, and we can play with that and have some fun. That's what it should be. So that should be set up for next week. Nice, Marvin. Nice seeing you here for a bit for this DC game. We'll see if DC can clinch. It'll be interesting if they can pull it off. Oh man, ain't nobody care about that. No one using Fox 1. There we go. Let's see, what is trending right now? I don't think there's really anything big going on right now. I was just talking about the trade that the Giants were involved in. Why is James Charles trending again? Let's keep going. Backlash is trending. Doesn't that not start for like a few hours? Why is it trending? It's 1:30 o'clock. Actually rooting for the Kings. Oh. Yeah, the Battlehawks. I mean, the Defenders. Hey, the Battlehawks did their job. If you're a DC fan, man, you're actually happy the Battlehawks won because it means that you can clinch playoff spot now. And remember, this is a back-to-back. So obviously, DC is going to be playing Louisville again next week. So we'll see how that game ends up going off, but this is the first game. Historically, we've seen that the second game, the team that had the worst performance or lost in week 1 always performs much better in week 2. We saw that even with the Kings losing in week 2 in their second game against the Storm. They made that a much closer game than it was in the first one. And outside of that, the team that lost the first game ended up winning the second one. We'll see if that keeps happening, that trend. Obviously, next week is a different week. But if DC does end up clinching, do they play a little bit, like, I don't want to say, like, less engaged, but less engaged next week? We'll see. They have to win this game first and foremost to make the playoffs, but they can be a playoff team today, which, by the way, I still do not believe that any social media has put this out whatsoever, despite the fact that that's the case. Which wouldn't shock me, because I know last year it was very similar. There they go. They finally are showing it. They're finally putting it out there that they can clinch a playoff spot with a win today. Took long enough for them to acknowledge that. But yeah, they can clinch it today. Say they pull it off. 10.5 point spread, so it did stay at 10.5, which is still crazy. It's a wild spread, but yeah. You know, talk about slowing down Teamu. They definitely need to. Yes, the dictator is still here. El Clasico is tomorrow. We're going to get a trophy. We're going to have Barcelona win the La Liga title at home field. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad tomorrow. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game watching our team get absolutely railed by Barcelona. No Valverde. Tucci probably is going to be suspended internally for it, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We will see what ends up happening there, but yeah. One new post. Oh, it's just a repost of DC, which not liking that post that Matty Fresh just put up there. Oh, the World Cup. Man, they really try to make us believe the U.S. team's going to do anything but get bounced in the round of 16. Seriously, like, the U.S. is getting bounced in the round of 16. There's, like, no way they don't have that as their exact outcome, because their group is, like, insanely weak, if I remember correctly. They try to make a commercial about if they were to win the World Cup, like, we know damn well it ain't happening. It's crazy. Oh my god, it's such a bad advertisement, bro. Oh man, bro. No, man, they really try to talk about miracles. Okay, okay, buddy, dude. Even if we got to like even if we got to the semifinals, that'd be I mean, oh my god, that'd be historic. This U.S. team ain't that good. Like, sorry to burst your bubbles for those of you who don't watch soccer or are gonna watch the World Cup. The U.S. team, we ain't that good. Okay, we are like a hella mediocre team. We are a 10 to 20 ranked team for a reason. We cannot win big games when it matters. Never have. Probably never will. Right? Once you got Tim Howard literally stopping like 14 shots, and even then I'm pretty sure we still lost that game. I think it was to Brazil, and I think we still lost even though he had like the most saves ever in a game, which, yikes, it's a really bad number, but yeah. Oh, gee, man, no, don't say the hopes are low. DC can clinch here, so, I mean, that is something that definitely hurts you, but hey, you know what? You got some benefit with Columbus losing, right? With Columbus losing, it's a good thing. See, the way you got to view this is if you do lose today, you might not actually really lose that much ground. Like, you're going to lose one game of ground some way to the Dallas-Birmingham game. But if Orlando gets the job done, and if Birmingham gets the job done, you're still only a game behind that fourth playoff spot. So you don't really need to win this if you were to be told, hey, Birmingham and Orlando are going to win. So, it's this one, like, if you're a fan of not Orlando, St. Louis, or DC, you are hoping that everybody else around you loses. Like, it's pretty much that simple. You want Birmingham to win, because worst case, that means you got a, two-way tie at 3 and 4. You're only a game behind them, but we'll see. Hopes need to be high. Well, let's see what DC does. They're going to get the ball first in this game. They are 5-1, like we've talked about, and they finally acknowledged on the broadcast, only like a week later than when I posted it, that DC can, in fact, clinch a playoff spot with a win today. We'll see if they can get it. Ball is recovered at the 10, up to the 15, the 20, the 25, cuts inside to the 30. It's going to be taken down about the 33, 34-yard line. So we'll see what this DC team can do. Will we see Mike DeLillo come in action? Maybe. Will we see Jason Bean? Probably not, but never say never. 11 touchdowns, second in the league. Like I said, right now, it feels like it's a two-way race for MVP between Teamu and Jack Plummer. Like, this is coming from a guy that's historically not been like the let's just keep giving it to quarterbacks. There's pretty much no running back that's been like that guy to that extent. And I don't think there's really any defensive player having like a Chris Odom type season. It pretty much is Plummer versus Teamu now, that Plummer had that great game. Probably Teamu is definitely the favorite right now, but Plummer's probably the guy that's in second for it, but we'll see. 1st and 10 for the DC defenders. Ball is snapped. Tiama throws the check down. It's going to be caught and goes out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. They gave him a very generous spot. They started him at the 35-yard line, which is pretty crazy, but is what it is. Luis Perez MVP push. Oh, my God. I mean, hey, there were people that actually were sick enough. I don't remember what year it was. I think it was like Tyler Shuck to try and act like he should have been a Rookie of the Year for playing half a year. So, hey, never say never. 2nd and 7, ball snapped. They hand it off. 40, gets to the 45, and he's going to get the 50. Great rush right there. They get the ball past the 50. They're going to be down about the 49-yard line. Great rush for DC right there. You're DC, man. You just want to put some points on the board on this first drive. Again, if you can get this game to be basically over, like right in the first quarter, you will gladly take that, so we will see. Ball is snapped. They hand it off again, cuts to the right, and he gets taken down. Great ankle tackle. He gets about 3 yards. Could have easily broken for about 7. Instead, he got taken down for 3. Great tackle. It's going to be about 2nd and 7. Ooh, they're giving him bad spots. So 2nd and 8. I'm dying. Okay, 2nd and 8. Coach Shannon Harris right there on the sideline. Which I will say, if we were to re-rank the coaches, I'd put him at 1 now. Hindsight's 2020. Probably should have put him at 1, but hey, gave back the benefit of the doubt for building rosters, but we'll see. Pass thrown over the middle. It is caught. Great throw and great catch. Caught at about the 30-yard line by Cornell Powell, I believe. Nope, Ty Scott, my bad. Ty Scott with a great reception there. Great throw. Threw it basically just to where only he could catch it. Basically right up here. Great throw. Yeah, beautiful throw. Beautiful catch. And big first down play. They are at the 29-yard line. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. And going to get about 4 yards on the carry. There is a flag here. Kings players are trying to push, saying that should be holding. Probably will be holding, but we'll see for sure. Matt McCrane has been a bit shaky as of late. Obviously, he still has made... Ooh! Face mask on the offense. Even worse. So it's going to be a bad penalty right there. But as I say, Matt McCrane obviously still has made the only 4-point field goals all year, but he has been a bit shaky as of late. So you still probably do use him worst case scenario here, even though now you're going to be at 1st and 25. You're losing a lot of yardage here. But if you have to kick a 4-point field goal, you are probably still going to try that because, again, he has made a couple of them. So we'll see. Under 13 minutes left in the first quarter. In shotgun, once again, they got 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 at the top of your screen. Motioning one from the right to the left. Ball snapped. They hand it off, and it's going to be about a 7-8 yard carry right there in the middle. Stadium is looking, relative to DC, it's looking like we're going to have another record broken in the bad way. 4th season of Defenders OC. You got to love seeing guys like that. Fred Kais ended up being here. Like, he basically said, nah, I'm not going to go to Tennessee State. I'm just going to stay here. Enjoy my time at DC. It's a shame that we're probably never going to see him be a head coach in this league. This is one of those guys that really should be a head coach at some point, but hey, he's a legend in this league. 2nd and 19 for the DC Defenders. In shotgun, ball is snapped. Looks deep in the middle of the field. He's going to throw the end zone shot. It is going to be incomplete. Are they going to call a flag here? No, but it looks like they're looking for a flag. I do not think they're going to get one. So it's going to be 3rd and 19 now. That's a big break for Louisville not getting the penalty right there. 8 new posts. Ty Scott getting the first down. Yes, thank you, Twitter, for posting this. Jordan Speed getting a 66-foot eagle. Whoa. Only he wasn't down by 9. 3rd and 18 for the DC Defenders in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Oh, and he's going to be taking a sack. That's the one thing Tiamu couldn't do there. That's a bad play right there. That's a terrible sack to take. They were in field goal range, and now they're not in field goal range. Because he took such a deep sack, they are no longer in field goal range. Even if he had moved up and lost like 2 yards, they would have actually been in now 4-point field goal range. Now they're in a position where they have to go for this, and they're probably just going to do some sort of check down. Very, very bad play right there by Tiamu taking that sack. Better reporting duty. Hope for another W more. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you guys get the W, clinch the playoff for sure, WV. We'll see if you guys can end up pulling that off, because this opening drive was looking great. Now it's looking really bad, but there's a flag here. Is this going to be on offense? Oh, I hate this. Oh, you guys know how I feel about this. They got an illegal substitution penalty, and they call a timeout. You're at 4th and 28. Losing another 5 yards here literally means nothing to you. That's a really bad timeout. The odds that you convert this are almost zero unless you get like a penalty. That's a really bad timeout to use there. You should have just said F it and just taken the 5-yard penalty. It's not like you're at, let's say, 4th and 3 and you're going to go for it, and then 4th and 8. I understand that. You are at 4th and 28. Why not just take the 5 yards? Like, 28 to 33 is not that big a difference. But, hey, they did. Bad decision. Using a timeout early. Again, we just saw Ricky Pro made that win a lot, tougher than it had any right to be because he used timeouts inefficiently. But it is what it is. So 4th and 28 for the DC defenders. Let's see if they can do something here. In shotgun once again. 3 receivers to the right. Well, no, they can't kick this one either. That's what I mean. They're already not in field goal range, even from McCrane. So, there was zero reason to call that timeout. You just take the 5-yard penalty. Tiamu throws. It's going to be a check down. It is caught, and he gets to the 40 and is down to the 39-yard line. Yeah, right there, man. They just... Why do you call a timeout there? You just gained 7 yards. It was like a super mini punt. Bad timeout call. We'll see what the Kings do on this drive now. She getting a 40-point shootout. Hey, crazy. I think the Kings are one of those two teams. Granted, that's... I think we talked about it. I think it's more so because certain teams' defenses, they were a bit better last week, but, man, Dallas looked really bad. The king of ass timeouts. And don't forget about Mr. Icing My Own Kicker, Kevin Sumlin. Don't forget about that guy. That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, what a crazy use of timeout there. Calling a timeout on 4th and 28, so it doesn't go to 4th and 33. What are we doing, man? Definitely some crazy decision making. We don't talk about Kevin Sumlin. Yeah, Kevin Sumlin, man, he's been having a yikes for sure this year. Definitely hasn't been great, we'll say. What? Okay. Got to make a careful decision on 4th and 28. Yeah, it is, it's still just insane decision, but yeah, we'll see what ends up happening for the Kings in this drive. We'll see. Hang on now. Then winning season that, bruh, look at Scooby throwing shade against the Spring King. That's crazy. Watch Wings Fever on ABC, Disney Plus, the ESPN app. Nah, I'm good. So let's see what Chandler Rogers can do. Last week, he was rough. It was rough last week. So we'll see what he can do here. Hey, even if you lose today, you're not really out of the playoffs. Depending on what happens in the Birmingham-Dallas game, you'll still only be a game out of a playoff spot. So even a loss is not the end of the world this game. Naturally, you want a win. But a loss, as long as you are able to split this series, you should be fine. They throw it. It is caught. First down. And is down about the 45-yard line. Great first play for Chandler Rogers. That's already looking a lot better than last week. Good play. Has been doing a great job with the marketing, media, merchandise. Still needs improvement. Yeah, the merchandising's been really rough this year. But yeah, the marketing needs to be better for sure. We'll see what ends up happening during the offseason, with what he's been talking about. Hopefully it all gets better next year, but we'll have to wait and see about that one. WAB, man, it's got something but needs a little more. Don't even get Don't even start. Those receivers sold him. Time for Rodgers' redemption arc. We'll see. He hands it off, and they're going to get a first down, and then 15, and it's going to be a 20-yard gain. Man, they already have more rushing yards in one play than they had all of last week. All of last week they had finished with, I think it was 13 rushing yards, or 12. They have already blown past that mark on one play. Now, Sango, stop the count. But we'll see if they keep running it. Because, hey, last week they had a 17-yard rush. They ended up finishing with less than 17 yards rushing. But we'll see. In shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, ball snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the left. Ooh, breaks the tackle. First down. 10. The 5. Down at the 5-yard line. They're going to call him maybe at the 4.5. Great rush again. Already looking way better than last week. Insane so far. Under 10 minutes left in the first quarter now. Look at that. He just keeps going. Great play. Already might get a touchdown. Not looking good for DC. That's not what you want to see if you're a Defenders fan. First and goal. Well, I give a bit of a bad spot. 5.5. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Ooh, and it's a bad play. They lose about 6 yards on that play immediately. Great pressure by DC getting him while they're trying to do the handoff. Tiebreaker is something else. I don't remember. I would assume it's strength of schedule or strength of wins. It's one of those two. Well, granted, strength of schedule. Well, yeah, I think strength of schedule still might be it, depending on who you played twice. I think that might be how it is. It's one of those deeper tiebreakers. So that's how it ends up going for that game. It's definitely a bit weird because of them playing each other and all that twice, but it's something like that. It's like one of those like strength of record, strength of schedule sort of things. Ball is snapped. Rodgers pressure. It's a fumble! Louisville is able to pick it up, but they're going to lose another 5.5 yards. They are now going to be down at about the 17-yard line for 3rd and goal. Yes, this game is on regular Fox, just pure regular, broadcast TV Fox. Oh, man, great play by DC. Just unlucky bounce with the fumble. Nobody was in the area for DC. Louisville was able to pick it up. That was almost a disaster for Louisville. Still isn't good. You still lost another chunk of yards. 3rd and goal now. At the 17-yard line. Ball is snapped. Throws it to the left. It is, a bit short, and it's going to be incomplete. 4th and goal. Now they're going to have to kick this ball. Great goal line stand by DC. They made a couple of huge plays to move him back. A ton of yards. If you're a DC fan, man, you're okay with that. You may have allowed a couple really big rushes, then you immediately went and stopped him. Great play for him. Tanner Brown has overall been the best kicker in the league this year. We'll see if he continues this. If he makes this kick, it'll be a big one naturally, so let's see. 4th and goal. DC is at home. Kick is up. And it is going to be good. Wow, they're saying that was no good. No good on the field goal. It's going to be 0-0. Man, really bad red zone drive for the Kings right there. Let's see. I mean, that's really bad. I mean, that's terrible. Number one, he missed the kick, but then also you have the fact that if that was, let's say 5 yards closer, that would have been in and would have been good. I.e., if you didn't fumble the ball and didn't lose those extra couple yards, that still might have gone in. Granted, you should never miss a 35-yarder. That's essentially an extra point. Just a terrible red zone drive for the Louisville Kings right there. What's up, Trevor? Panthers #1. The Brahmas to an extent, just because of the fact that that was a really good market. Like, the fans showed up even with that team being a complete joke. But that's what I'd probably say. Seriously, Kings. Mother's Day is already trending. My brother in Christ. It is Saturday. New post again. I love shooting someone in the foot. Yeah. The showboats. Showboats, man. It's a shame. Like, you know, you hate to say you did it to yourselves, but like, as a market, but, like, I don't know, man. It's... Once Fred Smith died, you knew it was over. Like, once he passed away, you knew Memphis was cooked. Because that was the closest we had to a true owner for a specific team. And when you consider just how bad the attendance was, like I said, 2,000, there's always a number that's inexcusable. 2,000 was inexcusable. I understand the weather, but God. Because you got to think about it like this, right? When you have a number of like 2,000, that's saying that, remember, season ticket numbers, tickets bought beforehand, those are counted in attendance. So if you are not able to even hit 2,000, or you barely hit 2,000, that's terrible. They're trying to review the kick, but they're saying there's no way to tell for sure if it's actually inside. I was at the 2K game. Hey, that's love. That's dedication to your team right there. Love the show with City and University leaders didn't do enough for that franchise. Ball is snapped. Tiama throws over the middle. It is caught. It's going to be about a 7. He pushes forward. It's going to be a 9-yard gain right there for Ty Scott. Yeah, and Ty Scott had a bit of a slow start. Obviously, last year, yeah, you know, the broken leg and all that. He ended up coming back in time for the playoffs. Had a really good championship game. This year started off very slow, but the past few weeks, about like the last 3 weeks, he's been really going off. And already today, he's got 3 receptions for 34 yards. Tiama's got a running back to his left and his right. He's got 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom of the screen. Let's see what happens. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Tiama's going to rush up the middle, and he ends up getting about 7 yards on the carry. Great play by him right there. First down. I've said Chicago should get one. I've said that before. I think Chicago is one of those like sleeper markets where there's stadiums that fit the UFL mold. Chicago is a big media market city. I've said that it's one that could. Like, is Pittsburgh better because of a lot of different reasons? Sure, but I think Chicago is one that's a sleeper pick. They probably won't go there, but I think that's a possibility. They quick throw the screen up to the 40, gets to the 45, and is going to be taken down at about the 46-yard line. Another solid play for DC. Again, they had a great drive going last time. They had penalties that put him back, and then they had a couple bad plays. But right now, this drive's also looking pretty solid. We're going to have about 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Chris Redmond with the shades on. Oh, I don't remember I even saw the attendance number for last night. I got to go James Larson's count. Ball is snapped. They throw the check down. It's caught for the first down by Abram Smith up to the 45, and he's going to be taken down at about the 40-yard line. Ball is snapped. They try to rush it with Tiama again. They don't even get like half a yard. Yeah, that's bad. 18-5, man, that's terrible. It's terrible. Do you know if any of the other teams have a slogan? I know that the USFL teams forced to have their sort of are like, you got like Shields Up, I believe is one for DC. You got a couple of them like that. Like Let's Hunt was Michigan's. Like Giddy Up for the Stallions. I don't think they've been used a lot though. Pass is thrown over the middle. Wide open man gets to about the 25-yard line. Great play right there. Johns doesn't have to keep the UFL Army partnership. Showboats hold out against the Brahmas. Play respectfully. He had a game this season. Not. Look, I've said it before. That game really did completely derail your team. Like, because that was a team that had so much talent on offense on its starting lineup. But when you lost that game against the Brahmas, especially in that way, it just completely derailed that team. You guys just got completely screwed. They rush it up, and it's going to be about a 3-yard gain. I love that. Even the UFL is putting up the post about they can't review the field goal for sure. 2nd and 7 for the DC defenders. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. 1 at the bottom. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. It's going to be, it's only going to be about like a half-yard gain at max. Under 3 minutes left. They are in field goal range. With that kind of play call, it feels like they're just planning to kick the ball, but we'll see. Look, it's the championship banner. See that little banner up there? That's a super long but thin banner. That's the championship banner right there. 3rd and 6 now for the DC defenders to go outside to even attend the game. Oh, my God. 3rd and 6 for the DC defenders. Really, 6.5. Ball is snapped. They throw it over the middle. It is almost intercepted. That was a very sketchy throw. He was trying to force feed it to Cornell Powell. Was not able to get it. So we're going to be kicking this ball, which, again, because of the Tanner Brown miss, this will make it a 3-0 lead if he is able to make this kick, which, you know, isn't a lot, but, hey, it's a lead. Yeah, that was almost an interception. Again, classic. It's why you're playing defense, not offense. You know what I mean? 4th and 6 for the DC defenders. 40 yards. Let's see if we can make this. Nope. No. It is no good. Man, there was like a point like 3 weeks ago where we were looking at like maybe 3 of these guys go to the NFL. Now we're looking at it like maybe 0 of them go to the NFL. Like, look, if you can make 60-yarders, like, they'll look at you, but you got to at least be accurate somewhat. And this is another miss. They just showed the stat line. This is now, I believe, 13 of 18 kicks for Matt McCrane. That's not a good stat line. That's a bad one. Another missed field goal. So, 2 missed field goals already. Oh, my goodness. And we only got about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom guy, but I will say, man, dude. It is so true, bro. Every single time there's, like, a bad attendance number, you go in the comments of any post, and it's just a bunch of excuses. Like, people are really trying to find any excuse to why the St. Louis game did 18K, and it's like, oh, my God, brother. Like, dude, admit, you lost, right? You lost this battle. Attendance wasn't good. It does not matter that it was better than every other team. That literally means nothing. I've said that before. It means nothing. It's about your market, but, hey, it is what it is. They've fallen close. Yeah, I mean, like, Hoyland was great, and then he had a little bit of a... Granted, part of that is his own team. Like, if he doesn't get his own kick iced, he makes a 56-yard. That was a 56-yard, I believe. So that helps his numbers, and it helps the fact that it's a 56-yard, but granted, his own coach iced him. The Renegades, complete disaster. The Stallions, complete disaster. The Aviators, borderline complete disaster. Ryan Coe was great in week 1. He's kind of fallen off since then. Then the other 5 teams, like I said, Brown is still probably the best kicker of the year. Like, probably the best in the year. But even he's been not, perfect. Matt McCrane was looking incredible, and now he's been missing a lot of kicks as well. So, it's definitely one of those where you're like, right. Orlando's kicker, I don't think anyone ever talks about him because he just, like, the way Orlando plays football, it's like, but yeah. Simon's big renovation. I mean, hey, Frisco's going under renovations too. Granted, I don't think it was as big a deal in terms of affecting when you actually go to the stadium. That was a big issue with Memphis, but let's see. 14 new posts. Matt Conklin, we need you. I love that. Every single time a kick is missed, it's just people talking about Matt Conklin, which, I mean, like, hey, that's correct because, he wasn't missing every single one of these kicks, but what? We'll see. Looking for their crowd. Even that 56 rushing yards a game is so, like, inflated because they had one game with, like, 160. So if you eliminate that, their rush is, like, 40 yards a game, maybe 30-something. Louisville offense. All because you decided to keep all the Showboats offensive linemen, even though it didn't work last year. 1st and 10 for the Louisville Kings. They hand off the ball, and they're going to get about 7 yards. Ooh, about 8 yards on the carry. Good rush right there. Another good rush. Again, hopefully it doesn't come with, 2 back-to-back 5-yard losses like the last drive did. But good play by Sheridan right there. Fewest in the UFL this season. The handoff is the playbook. 41 rushing yards today. Gotta love it. 2nd and 3 now for the Louisville Kings. Give him a bit of a weak spot. We'll see if they can do something here. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts inside. And he's going to be taken down for a first down. Hey, people are just... Hey, they missed the showboats. You know, you had people that were a fan of him, but... Oof. They never were able to match that week 1 game in 2023. They're going to QB sneak. They didn't give him the first down, which is definitely a bit questionable. I thought it was a pretty clear first down, but they're going to go for a QB sneak. They might not have gotten this. If they don't get this, they might punt this, but we'll see. Was everybody outside the city? They're giving him the first down, which I think is the right call. Like I said, I thought it was the first down the last play, honestly. Yeah, I think that is a first down right there from what they're showing. I don't forget the rest yesterday. 1st and 10, ball is snapped. They hand it off to the last play of the first quarter. Cuts to the left, and he's going to be taken down for about a 1.5 yard gain. You know, isn't Memphis also a city that, you know, the king is going to clown on? The LeBron James is going to say is this bad city. Ain't nobody want to go to Memphis and all that. Ugh. Never forget him going and just basically, like, flaming that city while golfing. Why is Scotty Miller crying? Oh, the Bears are signing him. Okay. He's right, though. Oh, my gosh. Bro's hating on his own team in a way. X. Oh, I forgot to turn this off. I keep forgetting it in this poll. I mean, granted, it's not like it really mattered after the first quarter. It was still 0-0. Ain't nobody scored. Yeah, the attendance it's pretty bad. They really banked so hard on those opening games being the thing that was going to fix everything. And then when it didn't end up working, they're like, oh, damn, we're cooked. And I keep hitting the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, bunch of random stuff going on right now. Oh. Now, you know what is true, and other people have said, though, the one thing that really does, like, make you... The one thing that always sucks if you're a spring football fan is that you remember the AAF, you remember when you brought in somebody else. Though, like I said, I think the one difference that, to anyone who wants to think that Dundon and Rapoli can be, like, sort of tied similarly, is that Dundon essentially got sort of swindled into being the only guy putting money into the league. I think it's the one thing that people need to remember, because I've seen a couple people say that. With Rapoli, you still have a ton of money coming in from numerous other sources. With the AAF, it was basically Dundon was forced to do everything, and he didn't really want to do everything, and so he was like, F it, I'm gone. So that's like sort of the one big difference between the UFL and the AAF in that regard, is that Mike Rapoli like is now the face of the league and all that, but he's not the only guy putting money into it. So that's one benefit for there. DJ Khaled, put your hands in the air. Let's go. Oh my god, that was terrible. That was awful. That was awful. That was so bad. That was rough. That was a rough one. That was a rough one for sure. DJ Khaled, we the worst in music. Look at that Lamar Jackson jersey. That guy that can't get to the Super Bowl. He's just like Josh Allen for real, bro. They're like the same guy. They just can't, make it over the hump. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Rodgers throws it over the middle. It is caught, and it's going to be down for about a 7-yard gain. They're going to be about a yard short. They're going to call about half a yard shy of the first down marker right here. Showing Blake Williams on the sideline right now. Looks like they might do another QB sneak here. Yep, they go for it again, and they're going to get it. I mean, hey, people are forgetting. You can just QB sneak it. So going to be under 14 minutes left around when they snap this next ball in the first half. Yeah, he just sort of backed off, then saw an open little area to go. It worked. First down for the Louisville Kings. They are past midfield, so no punting now if you're Louisville Kings. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 up top. Let's see what they do here. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep to the left. It's going to be caught. It's going to be about a 17-yard gain on the play right there. About a 15-yard gain right there. Big catch right there by Black. It's looking just like it's a bit cloudy. I'm not seeing any sort of rain whatsoever. I'd imagine it probably feels pretty good to be out there. At least that's what it's looking like right now. First and 10 for the Louisville Kings now. About 13.5 minutes left. In shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 up top. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and they're going to lose about 2 yards on the carry right there. Yeah, it really is hilarious about that, because that is true. They are scared about that, but it's like, dude, that's how QB sneaks have been done forever. Like, tush push is a pretty clear, defined play when you, like, watch it, whereas this QB sneak, you just kind of run forward. It is hilarious how they, you know, how it's finally, like, teams are finally realizing, hey, you can just QB sneak it, you know, just don't do the penalty. You know, it ain't that hard. But, you know, it is what it is. Ball snapped. There's a flag. It's about a 1-yard game, but there is a flag right now. You'll see what this flag is in a second. That field goal miss. Well, just the red zone. Once they hit the red zone, it's like they completely disintegrated. Everything else was good, but the red zone was yikes. Offensive holding. 10-yard penalty. Going to be now 2nd and 22. That's a pretty clear hold. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know if I would accept that. I mean, he only gained like a yard, so it's like, would you... I mean, I guess... I don't know, man. Like, if you can force like a 3rd and still 10, I'd probably, like, you know, just force that. I get it because now you put him out of field goal range, but yeah. Not much, really, Chauncey, not going to lie. He missed 2 missed field goals. That's about it. A Louisville Kings red zone drive that was one for the ages in ineptitude, and 2 missed field goals. Pass is thrown. It's going to be up to the 40, the 45, the 30 goes. That's what I mean, man. Like, sometimes you just got to take the 3rd down. You know, a 10-yard penalty is great, but if you're going to force a 3rd down, it's going to be 3rd and 10. You probably would rather just take 3rd and 10 there. Now they're actually getting a better 3rd down than what they would have had before. You know, I get hindsight's 2020, but yeah. With all the red uniforms like 2015. Kings never expect to get into the red zone. Of course, they don't have any plays, but oh my god. Hey, I mean, if they're going to keep adding these jerseys and they might bring back that Stallions jersey as like an alternate, never say never. We could see some sort of color rush type of game like that at some point. 3rd and 7 for the Louisville Kings. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep to the left. Incomplete. Now it's going to be 4th and 7. They're going to punt, or they're going to kick this here. Let's see if they can make this. Again, Tatum Brown overall has been the best kicker this year. We'll see if we can make this kick, though. And they are lining up for the field goal, which is the right call here, naturally. It's 4th and 7. You're on the 30-yard line. Just assume that he's not going to miss it again. We'll see. Bruh. Kick is up. It is good. Beautiful kick is right down the middle. Field goal is good. 3-0. We finally have points in the game, boys. Let's go. We finally have a score. Crazy. It only took us, you know, like 20 minutes, but we have a score. Yeah, babe. Oh, my God. The best football player with TV is your initials. What, Terry Bradshaw? Oh, he's a great player, man. Terry Bradshaw was great. TB12? It was hit hard, bro. He won like MVP like a couple times, you know, won 4 rings. TB12, man. Go to Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, it should have been 6-3. I mean, hell, if you're a Kings fan, you're probably thinking it should be like 10-3, but you know, you completely whiffed that red zone drive. So yeah. We have points. Santana Brown, nah. Remember that Kings under is looking good. Kind of legit. This has been a game for sure. What am I looking at, bro? Let's see. Anything new posts on Twitter? Anything or what in the commercial break? Not seeing it. Just seeing ESPN tell me about the game on ABC between the Indiana Fever and the Dallas. The Wings, I guess. Okay. Acting like I'm gonna put on ABC, bro. Now I got the UFL on. This really counts. Bunch of random things. We look at the final score. I mean, man, my final prediction I think was 29-22 or something like that, and that's looking like a lot of points. Yeah, I had 28-19. Like, I thought it was going to be the under, but, like, damn, bro, that's a lot of points. I don't know if these teams can put that up. So, yeah. Press has been with the Battlehawks all season. Would they have beaten DC? They definitely probably... If DC plays the same way, yes, DC had a really bad second half. DC has had 2 games where their offense just became totally anemic. Like, not even today. Today's offense hasn't been anemic. They were fully anemic for a full half against both Dallas and St. Louis. And if they do that, then yes, the Defenders lose that game. No, Plumlee is, what's his name? Reese Plumlee. He is it is Plumlee. He is currently listed as the quarterback 2, which I'm not too shocked at. He just signed. They're probably going to try and wait him a week. Hunter Deckers is actually listed as a starting quarterback, so in theory it should be Deckers 1, Plumlee 2, and then he'll probably start next week unless Deckers is playing really well. It seems like that's the idea. Turn is up to the 25. The idea seems to be play Deckers until he either doesn't play well, it gets hurt, and then you put in Plumlee. Oh, are we looking at the final score 3-0? Nah, we're going to see some more points, but still, pretty crazy. Oh, man, they're showing up these snakes again, bro. And you know what? It's better than seeing the same damn ESPN little 30 or like E60 whatever, the beer snake that we had like 2 years ago or whatever, where every single game on ESPN you had that. But still. Let's see. I was wondering if they're going to show the defending football show because he's there like every week. St. Louis or DC and DC. Look at the snake. They got the mascot. In shotgun. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Ball is snapped. Chalmu throws it to the right. It's basically to nobody. It looks like there's some miscommunication there. It's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. New post. Okay, some random stuff I do not care about. Okay. It's good for 48. Hey, I just watched it like 5 minutes ago. Thank you, Louisville Kings Twitter, for letting me know that 5 minutes late. 2nd and 10 for the DC Defenders in shotgun. 3 receivers at the top of your screen once again. They hand it off. Ooh, great play by the Kings defense. They're able to hold him back. There's going to be 0-yard gain on that play. 3rd and 10. Not looking good for DC right there. She-Man hitting the team emojis. Just missing the one. Just missing the poor Renegades. You know, has won the best presentation for the season. Hey, Fox, FS1, they've done a good job of presentation. Well, we're missing the Renegades right now. It's the only one we're missing. Yeah, we're like one member away from adding the 8th team emoji. 3rd and 10 for the DC defenders. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. I forgot about Dallas. 1 at the bottom. Ball is snapped. There's going to be a false start on the left tackle right there. I think, right? Maybe? Yeah, false start on the left tackle. Dallas might be irrelevant. Oh my god. That's a little mean. It might be true, but it's still mean. You know, something might be true, but it still might be mean to say. You know what I mean? Ooh, wait a minute. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Tiamu's pressured. He throws it deep. It's caught at the 40, the 30. There's a flag. The 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Touchdown, DC, but there is a flag. There is a flag, but it is a touchdown for DC. We will see what the flag is. If it stands, that is a massive 80-yard touchdown for the DC defenders. There might have been a free play, it looks like. The way DC celebrating, that looks like it was a free play. Oh my goodness, insane play right there. Holy crap. Oh my god. That is crazy. Oh, G-Man. By the way, I just happened to look at something. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Hold up. Oh, it's an insane touchdown. That's an insane touchdown right there, man. What are we doing here? Oh no, what happened? Something I'm not finding somewhere, guys. This is not good. Hold up, wait a minute. Save image, rankings. Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here because of a penalty. Ooh. That's pretty crazy because of the penalty. They're going to go for 2 here. What is going on here, man? I hate when things don't work properly. In shotgun, they're going for 2 here because of the penalty. They're going to be able to do the 2-yard line. They hand it off. And they get stopped. Big stop right there by the Louisville Kings. Huge stop for them. Rankings. Let's go over here now. Alright. G-Man. Go to the team emojis again. Go type in the team emojis again. You might have to refresh the page. But yes, touchdown DC. They're not able to get the 2-point conversion, so it is 6-3 DC over the Kings with that insane play by Antonio right there. Cyberbullying. Alright, G-Man, I'll go to the team emojis. It should be good now. In theory, it should be, at least. I hope. For 81 yards, 1 TD. Yeah, hey, you take that, man. That's like that Randy Moss stat. He's 2 from there. Yes, sir. I just checked. Somebody joined the squad literally within the last 24 hours. Hold on. Mark Helms Self-Storage just became a member. And that puts us at 15 total. Giving us the ability to add the final team emoji. And now I'm going to have to once again redo my thing. I got to redo my screen. Hopefully it's not too bad. It's getting really rough. I got to like fully redo it at some point. But yeah, we got all 8 team emojis now. Big W. You're getting close to hitting the unthinkable badge. Like 2 months away is crazy. Yeah, big W. We got all 8 team emojis now. I gotta do a community post about that as well. Where do you go to get the team emoji, and can you use them outside of them? I just get the actual logos, and I just use like the genuine logos for the team team emojis. When it comes to can you use the outside of YouTube, I don't believe you can. I do not think you can. I don't even think you can do it. No, you can't do it like Twitch, I don't believe. I don't think it's like... They return up to the 40, or they get to the 35-yard line. I believe it's only on the page you're a member to, I believe, yeah. It's not like Twitch. Like with Twitch, I believe if you're subscribed to a channel, I think you actually get access to the emojis in any channel. But I don't think that's the case with YouTube. I think it's only the channel you're on, which is the one downside to it. What are you guys doing? Because Twitch, one of you might know better than me, but I believe Twitch is like a blanket. It's $5 for a subscription. Like there's no like cheaper one, so I guess it makes sense in that regard, but still. To earn the support, we got the 15 members. Ball is snapped, handed off, gets to the 40. 5-yard gain for the Louisville Kings. But we get 8 team emojis. Crazy, think about that. Man, especially because, like, within the last... Since the season started, we've gained, like, over half of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people joined for the first time very recently, and then you had a couple guys return, so it's pretty crazy. 2nd and 5 for the Louisville Kings. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and they're going to cut inside. They're going to get... They shouldn't give him a first down. He never crossed the plane. It should be about a half-yard shy. It should be a very, very manageable 3rd down. It is... Let me see. To get a 9th emoji, you've got to have 20 members. So you need 5 more, and then you get access to a 9th emoji. Third and 1 for the Louisville Kings. In shotgun, ball is snapped. And they end up losing about 1.5 yards. Great play by DC's defense. They're going to force a punt here. Great play by the defense right there. I'll choose the team colored hearts for now, bro. Hey, don't forget, you could also... I know a lot of people I've been seeing using the actual crown emote for the Kings. I've seen that be used a lot. Like, I don't know what it's called. I would assume it's literally just called the crown emote. And I just tried to use that. Okay. Like, there's... Hold up. I forgot. Can I search it? Yes, I can. Like, I've seen a lot of people just use that emoji for the Kings. Okay, how do I turn... There we go. I've seen a lot of people use that for the Kings. Punt is up. It is going to be a touchback, I believe. It hit the end zone? Yeah, saying hit the end zone. There we go. The Kings, man. Oh, man. 6-3. Crazy to think that because that missed 2-point conversion, it's still only a 3-point game. You missed an 81-yard touchdown pass from the DC defenders. They ended up throwing an 81 to Javon Antonio. Then there was a penalty on the Kings, so they decided to go for 2 because they were going to be at the 2-yard line instead of the 5. They ended up failing that, so it is 6-3. We also just got access to our final 8th team emojis. We have all 8 team emojis for the members, which is crazy. And Kings just punted. They had a great second play. They got half a yard shy. DC was able to make a great stop. Kind of shocked they didn't do a QB draw again, or a quarterback sneak again, honestly. Like, I know you don't want to spam the same play, but if it's working, just keep doing it. So they, instead of going for the QB sneak when they only needed half a yard, they decided to do a rush play and it didn't work. Questionable decision. Is what it is. Didn't get it. Notification. Man, this game is trash. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Let's see, looking at this. Okay. What a game. This is definitely one of the games of all time. Yeah, the 20 season for 10. Oh, God, I know. Oh, that's right. Oh, man, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Like, you'd imagine... I don't know what NFL channels have as theirs, because I bet NFL channels probably don't even bother with it, because, like, you know, you just kind of stuck with it. It is what it is, but we'll see. $5 classic. What am I getting a notification for? Okay, thank you, email. Heading up to work. I'll be listening faithfully for the rest of the game. I'd love to hear it, but I hope you have a good time at work. Hope you enjoy tomorrow, Mother's Day. Hey, you know, even if you know, don't have anyone right at home with you, just make it like a holiday. You know, treat it like a holiday, even though it's not, depending on your situation. But hope you all have a good time tomorrow. I know I'm probably going to end up seeing a movie tomorrow night. I'm like doing the exact opposite of Mother's Day tomorrow. Just happy to say it's about all that, but yeah. 7.5 minutes. We're halfway through the second quarter now. DC has the ball back. They can try to get to a big lead. Remember, DC did get the ball first. So if you're a Louisville fan, you got to take some solace knowing that you do get the ball at half. So a score here is not the worst thing in the world. They're rushing to get like 6 yards. Okay, God, I hate when Discord calls. I need to put my thing. Okay. Who's the other Spanish team? It's still probably going to be Michigan. We just got to wait and see about that. I mean, we just got to wait and see when they ever get confirmation game's going to be done. I don't know when they can figure out, like, for sure when it's going to be done, but as long as they get that, it's probably going to be Michigan. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff, and Talmad's going to run with it. It looks like it was a triple option play. They end up getting about 2 yards on the carry. Not a ton, but they did get something here. Third down. I mean, hey, last time it was 3rd and long, they were able to, you know, hit an 81-yard touchdown pass. So we'll see if they can do that here. Five new posts. Dude, I've been so soccer pilled from the Arsenal thing. I saw somebody put like Heisman, and I just saw H, and I thought, is this the new harem ball for the UFL? And I'm like, beret, no way we're bringing that to football. 3rd and 7. I mean, technically Columbus kind of is, because remember they're playing with like the 2 team. Like, the way you got to view it is, can you put your paint on the field? If the answer is yes, you're the big dog. Or you got a really generous coast team. Columbus can, St. Louis can, I believe that, and Birmingham can. So you got 3 teams that do that. So that's a big deal if you can do that. And naturally with Michigan, it's like another like USL team, whatever, it's a big deal. Pulling for the Breakers to come back. We got to make the Breakers division. 4 Breakers teams. All the places they played. Yeah, I don't... They might have. Like, I do not remember for sure. They might have. I do not know for sure. I think they might just have like the white thing like DC, but I don't remember for sure. 3rd and 7. Tiamu's rolling. He's going to throw it to the corner. Ooh, beautiful throw. That was caught. That was a great throw by Tom. He threw it while running out of bounds. He threw it, and it's caught for a big first down at the tight end. Great play. That was a great play right there. Look at that. I believe it was Fairchild that caught that. Not more. Let me see. Yeah, I believe this Fairchild for 84. Yeah. Great play by Teamu. It's a good whistle. Unlike LeBron, right? JJ Redick saying he got the worst whistle of any superstar player. Crazy. They hand it off, rush up the middle. They get about 4 yards on the carry. Now you got about 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Five and a half minutes left now. 2nd and 6. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 at the top. Ball is snapped. Quick throw, it is caught. Gets the first down and then gets about 2 extra yards as well. DC is moving right here. DC is going to try and get a touchdown here. Louisville is going to get the ball back at least once here unless you're really able to milk this clock with penalties. So if you're DC, you're just planning on scoring here, hopefully stopping Louisville so they don't get back-to-back scores because they do get the ball at half, so we'll see. But right now it is 1st and 10 DC. They're a little past 50-yard line. The Fever and the Kings get an upset win. We'll see what happens this drive. This drive's really going to determine how hard it's going to be if the Kings do it. Like I said, the Kings can double up because they get the ball at half, but DC, if they can score a touchdown here, it's going to be big, but they're going to have to go for 2 probably. Another screen pass is a first down. They're getting about 12 yards there. Hey, Luis Perez, man, had a great game yesterday. Was able to get the W. Even with Ricky damn near sabotaging them with that field goal that he cost the team. They still were able to pull it off because then the other team sabotaged themselves by their head coach, deciding to go for 1, win down 11. Still can't believe that. That was insane. And then that's a ball don't lie moment. That miss was ball don't lie. That wasn't on Co. That was ball don't lie. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Got the running back, 2 Teamu's left in the backfield with him. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. They get about a yard on the play right there. Not too shocked. Like I said, if you're DC, you will want to try and milk this clock. It's just a bit hard because Louisville has the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. But if you can milk this clock to where Louisville does not get the ball back, you would love to see that if you're a DC fan so that you do not let them double up because they do get the ball in the second half. But we'll see. 2nd and 9 now. Should be waiting till about 5 seconds to snap this ball, so they should be at about 3:33, 3:35-ish when they snap this ball. But it looks like they might snap this early, which I'm not a fan of. Snapped it early. Ball is snapped. Teamu's pressured. He's rolling. He may have actually just lost a yard going out of bounds. Not what you want to see right there. He literally lost a yard going out of bounds, which is crazy work. And because he did go out of bounds, it did stop the clock for a couple of seconds, so they're also losing a couple of times they couldn't lose there, but yeah. DC losing in the championship. The hater energy is strong. 3rd and 11 now for the DC defenders. Andy Reid about something we got to go XYZ better. It makes questionable conservative choices. 3rd and 11. Ball is snapped. Teamu throws it over the middle. It is caught for the first down and then some. Breaks the tackle, but he still gets down about the 21-yard line. That timeout was so bad. Like, even in, like, looking back, it's such a bad timeout because it's like the timeout is such an example of you not understanding the rules. The clock stops in first downs. You only have 1 left. There's no reason to... That was a wasted timeout, and then he tried to act like the official dropping the balls would cost him a field goal. No, bro, because even if he doesn't drop it, or she doesn't drop it, you're still going to lose 2 seconds spiking the ball. If you had a timeout, you would have been able to hit the field goal. You still won the game. You still won by, 2 scores. So props to you, but that's the kind of thing that, like you said, that can really cost you in the playoff when you're playing a team like DC or Orlando. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Try to cut inside. Great stop by the Kings right there. Only going to get about a yard. They're going to be able to take this to the 2-minute warning. Again, like I said, if DC can milk this clock out fully, beautiful. You want a touchdown, but at least get a field goal. Like, you probably would rather take the field goal with no time remaining than a touchdown with a minute and a half remaining and Louisville having a timeout. But we'll see. Granted, I shouldn't have said the Storm because they also have a coach that historically makes bad decisions in the playoffs. So, but it is true. Inter Miami. Should I bring out my Messi jersey? My Inter Miami Messi jersey. Sitting there like I've watched an MLS game. I don't even know if I've watched a championship game for the MLS, honestly. Anthony back, dude. Anthony backed Ricky. Man, the coaching is so weak. Like big coaching decisions is so weak this year. So many teams. Granted, though, like I said, looking back on it, it's honestly a tough call. Like, looking back, you know, now that I've had time to adjust and look back at it, I don't know, man. Tedgen going for 1 there might be up there with Kevin Sumlin's 2nd and 19 quarterback draw decision. Because, like, at least then you can sort of blame the OC and all that, even though it's still the head coach that's like, dude, there's no way you greenlit that. But, dude, you're down 11. You go for 1. Like, that was really bad. That might be the worst coaching decision all year. Because that fully killed your chances of winning. Because you doubled down on it. You kicked it off. Why? Like, that's probably the worst. Because if you're going to do that, you go for the 4th and 12 because you're trying to get a field goal. Oh, my God. Oh, man. That's the worst. That's the worst coaching decision. That's the worst. Then it's the Kirkland 2nd and 19 scenario. Then it's a tough call between Ricky's timeout and icing your own kicker. Those are both really bad. Go defenders. Hey, it's looking really good. This is a good drive right now. There he is. The defending football show is right there. You can see him right there. The number 5 jersey. Look at him. But yeah, looking good for DC. Like you said, eat up this clock. Yes, a touchdown is great, but you also do not want Louisville to double up. If you can just score with like maybe 20 seconds left, that's beautiful. So we'll see what they do here. I would like a run play here or just a quick little screen play. Let's see. Ball snap. They fake the handoff. Tiamu's rolling, and he is going to throw. Ooh, he missed the screen. King's got some really good pressure. Missed the screen throw. It's going to be 3rd and 9 now. Now, that's not what you want to see. Now, that's bad because now Louisville is able to hold a timeout. And if they're able to get the ball back with, let's say, 1 minute and 40 seconds left and 2 timeouts, that's forever, yeah. Yeah, because, like, even if you got the 1-point conversion, it's a 10-point game. So now you really have to view that you got to score twice, right? So you got to go for 4th and 12 to get the field goal. You don't. Why? Like, such insanity. Because at least if you go for 2 and you fail, you're still, you're still down 2 scores. Pass is thrown deep to the left. Oh, it is caught by Ty Scott. Are they going to call it a touchdown? Touchdown, DC. They're up 12-3. Louisville's got to score here. Like I said, this is the one thing that could really help Louisville is they get the ball back at half. They can double up here. But it's a touchdown for Ty Scott. Look at Shannon. He's going off on the sideline in a good way. Got to go for 2 here, though, if you're DC. I assume you just pretty much have to at this point. Like, I know you could still view, like, oh, let's just go for 1. Because if you go for 1, it does make it a 10-point game, so I do understand that. Naturally, you just would like to get 2-point conversion so you're back to more traditional score. But you probably go for 1 here. Honestly, I'm not against going for 1 here. It makes it a 10-point game. You know, you view it that you kicked an extra field goal. It's not a bad way to view it. Yeah, I'm not against this. I'm not against this because it makes it a 10-point game, so I'm not really against this, honestly. As long as he makes it. You better make it. Yeah, man, Ty Scott's been so good the back half of the season. Kick is up. It is beautiful. It is good. 13-3 DC over the Kings. But, yeah. Boogie Roberts replying to Royce. So the Kings can do. They got 2 minutes. They got all 3 timeouts left. They have basically 2 minutes, and they have all their timeouts left. In theory, this is a relatively easy, scoring opportunity. Now, one benefit, DC did use 2 of their timeouts already. Again, why using timeouts early hurts you in the end. So DC, even if they get the ball back, you don't really have to give them the ball back with like a minute left. If you give it with them like 30 seconds left, DC probably can't do anything, even with the UFL clock management, because they only have one timeout. So if you're Louisville, you are in a situation where worst case scenario, you can just sort of, turtle up and just go to half without having to worry about DC really scoring again. So Louisville's in a very good situation right here. If DC scores by the end of this half, Louisville did something really wrong. We'll see. Liberty Mutual, bro. What ads. Still in the commercial break right now. Let's see, what's trending? I doubt we're trending, but, never say never. Brentford! Oh, no. Who are they playing? Tottenham? Arsenal? Oh, that's what I need to look up. I gotta look up that. I gotta look at what the Premier League standings are now. Come on. Oh, Tottenham, I need you guys to lose. That'd be so funny if you lose. West Ham, get the job done. West Ham, I need you to win that game. We need West Ham to win. We need Tottenham to lose. Oh, man, that'd be beautiful. Who's in the Europa League final? Oh, it's already set. Aston Villa plays. Oh, that's Wednesday? Dang, that's like so close. I thought it was like around the same time as the Champions League final. So Louisville's getting the ball at about the 26-yard line, or my bad, about the 34-yard line. We will see what they can do on this drive. Like I said, they do get the double up because they get the ball at half. You still got all 3 timeouts, a minute 40, with the clock stopping on first downs. This is an eternity. This should be, in theory, very easy to do something with in terms of time. It's just a matter of can the offense actually do anything. This offense should be playing borderline normal football, just with slightly less rush plays. Well, we'll see what they do here. 1st and 10, 3 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom of your screen. Ball is snapped. Quick throw to the screen. It is caught, and they end up gaining about 2 yards. Questionable play right there. And they're going to go a bit slow. They don't want to give DC the ball back. At the same time, man, you kind of do want to score here, because if you score here at all, you can then tie or lead the game in the second half after your first drive. Oh, DC is going to be forced to use an injury timeout here. I believe it's going to cost him a timeout, I believe. Thompson was not able to get to the sideline. Yep, and it's going to force them to use their last timeout. In a way, it's a break for Louisville there. DC now is out of their timeout, so their offense is going to be sort of hamstrung in that regard. Thompson he's up, but he is moving pretty slow. 2nd and 8 now for the defenders, or for the Louisville Kings. See how they pull off here. He's just talking. Bro's yapping in the mic. I gotta love that. 2nd and 8 for the Kings. Audibling right now. You gotta get a first down here on this play. You gotta really get one here. You do not want to give the DVC defenders the ball back this quick. And they're gonna go for the deep pass. It is caught. Beautiful play. It's going to be caught at about the 33-yard line. Great play. Winstead with a huge catch. The Kings can now eat up a couple of seconds without really worrying about anything. Obviously, again, this is what Ricky Pearl did not understand yesterday. See how they got a first down? See how it's in the first half? See how the clock's not moving yet because the ball isn't set? Oh, my God. Knowing the rules. But it's looking really good for the Kings now. They're not going to lose too much time. Right, the clock only lost about 3-4 seconds. They get to throw it again. And it's almost intercepted. That was a very questionable throw by Chandler Rogers. It is incomplete. Clock's going to stop with about a minute 10 left. They are already in field goal range, which is huge for the Kings. You just can't turn the ball over here. You got to score. Now you're at a situation where I wouldn't be against doing a rush play here. Like I said, even though, yes, you want a touchdown, at the very least, kick the field goal, score once now, so that you can score again in the second half. Double up on scoring. Again, you're only down 10. If you kick a field goal here, you're only down by 7. So I wouldn't be against a rush play here to then guarantee that you knock off, let's say, 20, 30 seconds of the play clock or the total game clock. We'll see. Calling another audible. Ball is snapped. They're going to throw it. They're going to throw it quick to the left, and it's going to be incomplete. Another incomplete pass. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that play call right there. 3rd and 10 for the Louisville Kings now. 1 minute, 7 seconds left. Now, this is where the timeout really hurts DC. Them losing that timeout was a big deal. Now, if you're Louisville, you could do the turtle method. You can just run the ball, try to milk about 30 seconds of the clock, kick it. DC won't get the ball back with all but like 25 seconds left. Whereas if DC didn't get that injury timeout, they could call a timeout here potentially and then get the ball back with 1 minute left, and it could easily score in there. So let's see what Louisville does here. Ball is snapped. He's going to run it. Oh, it's a fumble. And it's going to be recovered by DC. Oh, yep, DC ball. Unbelievable. Look, like, I don't even know what to say. That's just terrible. That's terrible by the Kings in general. It's terrible by Rodgers. You had 2 guys wide open. They were covering themselves. So you had 2 guys wide open in front of you. The play call was terrible, and now you lose the ball. That's terrible. That's terrible playing by the Kings right there. Now they're talking about the hit. I mean, hey, he's a runner. He's a runner, and they hit him with a big hit. I mean, he got clobbered. Look at that. Awful play calling by the Kings, and awful decision to run when you had 2 wide open receivers 3 yards in front of you. There is a flag now. We'll see what this is. Wow, they get bailed out. There's the helmet. Oh my god, it's crazy. Wow. They got a that's a bailout. That's crazy. They got a bailout penalty. The Kings just got rewarded for horrid play calling and horrible play by the quarterback, and they get rewarded for it because of the crown of the helmet. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a holy bailout moment right there. The Kings do not deserve this, but yeah. Okay, let's see this replay again. I mean, like, look, yes, it was for the crown of the helmet, sure. But at the same token, again, like we just saw yesterday, I genuinely, if you tell your son, hey, you should play defense, you're a terrible father. Because, dude, never tell your kid to play defense. You can't do jack shit anymore. Like, you can't move your helmet, but if you don't move your helmet, it's a penalty. But if you move your helmet, it's a penalty. If you try to tackle the quarterback, it's a penalty. Like, you can't do jack. It's terrible, man. Like, again, this is like yesterday with the Sam Kidd, with the Willikis roughing the passer. There was nothing that the guy could have done, because if he disengaged with his blocker, he would have missed the sack. Like, if he moves fully away, you're basically saying that instead of going for him like a spear, you got to go like there. I don't know, man. At some point, you got to just let it. At some point, man, you're playing football, okay? You're not playing bowling, and a dude throwing a bowling ball at you is terrible. You're playing football. Pass is thrown is caught by the Kings. They're going to about a 7-yard play. They're going to be at first and goal at about the 4-yard line here. Should be an easy score for them. Ground game has been much better than it was last week, so I wouldn't be stunned with the run play, but we'll see. Because Shaler's got this run. Yeah, much more of that, or we'll run. Hey, I mean, DC, win here, get the playoffs. I mean, you definitely take that if you're a DC Defenders fan. You take the win. You know, you make it to the playoffs. But it's just, I don't know what you do as a defender anymore, man. Like, at some point, like, you got to just let him play. Yeah, the Kings better score here. If you don't score after getting a bailout call like that, it's bad. But we'll see. First and goal now for the Kings. Again, they're at about the 4-yard line. They got 40 seconds. They got 2 timeouts. They can do whatever plays they want. They can run the ball here. They got more than enough time, and they got the timeout, so you can do whatever you want here. Honestly, I wouldn't be against running it once, milking the clock to about 20 seconds, then going for it. Because if you do score here with, like, let's say you take 4 seconds to score and you do the kickoff, 35 seconds left if you get a good, like, 35-yard kick return is enough time for you to score if you're DC, especially with Matt McCrane. So you probably should just try and run it here, eat up about 20 seconds, but we'll see. And it's a false start penalty. Let's see. Yep, false start on the Kings. Lose 5 yards. Oh my gosh. Let's see. New post. Yep, 7 new posts. They throw it to the right. It is going to be caught for the touchdown. Louisville scores after the bailout penalty. It is now Tyreek Black with another great. He's been having a great game today. So it is now going to be 13-9. We will see if they make the extra point, but if they do, it will be a 3-point game. DC, again, like I said, if they get a good enough return, they could do something. We'll see. Not Night Train Lane, though. I don't know, man. I stand by. It shouldn't have been a penalty. You know, I guess got to protect these, guys, these poor widow football players. The poor widow football players got to be protected, but it is what it is, Like, there's always a limit. Like, yes, you should not be, headhunting a dude catching a ball when he's literally in the air doing nothing. But if you're running the ball like that, man, it's just a hit. It's not like when you see targeted, like that, college targeting, like, that would not have been targeting in college. It just wouldn't have. Kick is up. It is good. It is 13-10. Kings are able to score the touchdown, 13-10. Again, DC, like we talked about, them losing that timeout because of the injury was a big deal. If they had a timeout here, make it a lot easier for them to do something. They pretty much have to get a big return. If they get a return to about the 35-yard line, you go for it because then you only really need like 2 big plays and you're in field goal range, especially with Matt McCrane. So DC could score here, but it's going to be like a 3 or a 4-point field goal. They're probably not going to get a touchdown here naturally. But it all depends if they get a long return. If they only get like a small return to like a 20, they're probably just going to kneel and take it to the half, which, again, taking a lead to half, you'll take that. Should have been more? Absolutely. But it is what it is. Man, UFL's putting up huge hit and they do that, but come on. Let's see. Finally, King. They finally did something. The bucket list for the Colonel. Okay, we're just showing random stuff for me now. Still in this half, man. The end of this half is taking forever. This game was going pretty quick, and then the last 5 minutes taking so long. Still crazy. I mean, this is a weird game for sure right now. But it is what it is right now. I mean, some questionable penalties, insane touchdown by Antonio for the defenders. And now it's a 3-point game. Like I said, Louisville gets the ball at half. So Louisville can double up now. Again, it all depends on what this return is. This return is going to determine what DC does. But Louisville can have the lead after the first drive next. But we'll see if they can do it. Arlington, Texas. Show me the Renegades jersey, even though they're not in Arlington anymore. Oh, this is the wrong. Yeah, that's right. AT&T Stadium, not Jerry World. Oh, no. Dude, imagine telling your kid, hey, let's be Cowboys. You're a Cowboy fan. The Mets versus the Diamondbacks. I'm just telling you this right now. Nobody's watching. We'll get the 4th spot. It honestly is a crapshoot. Especially if Birmingham wins, it means that the entire bottom half is within a game. Like, it's a total crapshoot. It's going to be one of those sides. Like I said, I think Orlando is still basically a lock to make it. I think they get the W tomorrow. So we'll see, but yeah. Turn up to the 20. Taking down, I'd kneel it. You get about the 25-yard line, I'd kneel it here. I wouldn't do anything super risky. I'd just kneel it here, but yeah. I think it's a total crapshoot. It's probably going to be, like... Even with the coaching issue, Columbus even yesterday still had a chance to win. It's going to be Birmingham or Columbus. I feel like it's that 4th playoff spot. I don't see it being Dallas. I hate saying it. I don't think it's Louisville. Hey, Houston might pull off the win against Birmingham again. Just knowing Houston, who knows, but yeah. It also depends on the schedule. I do not remember exactly what every team's schedule is. That's also a big deal. Let's see, Columbus plays Birmingham twice. If they're able to sweep that series, they could. Basically, it's going to be Columbus or Birmingham. Whoever wins that series is going to come out of there. They're going to throw it to the left. It's going to be caught, goes out of bounds. They might be going for this. I mean, hey, you took a few seconds. You got about 9 yards right there, so yeah. Yeah, whoever wins the Birmingham-Columbus series, if one team goes 2-0, that's the team that's making the playoffs. So we'll see what ends up happening, because that also makes it, if Columbus can somehow pull off the sweep there, they have experience in back-to-backs. I don't expect them to lose both of them. That's probably who is going to make the playoffs, whoever wins that series. Ball snap. Taylor looks to the left. Rolls to his right. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man wide open at the 25, the 20. The Louisville Kings defense completely fell asleep. Insane play. It's about a 45-yard reception for the DC defenders. They now can go for a touchdown, but they are within field goal range. Crazy bad play by the defense right there. He was fully open. They just completely blew the coverage. Oh, my God. Terrible. Massive play by Cornell Powell right there. 1st and 10 now. They are all the way at the 14-yard line. And they're going to spike the ball here. Oh, my goodness. Man, terrible by Louisville right there. That's horrible. Like I said, Louisville needed to... That's one thing I said, man. You got to eat more clock. UFL, man. Like This is why I was trashing on Ricky so hard yesterday. 30 seconds is a ton of time in the UFL. You know, it's a ton of time. They can go for a touchdown here. My bad. It was a 54-yard reception. So, insanely big play right there. Another big play for Teamu. False start apparently on DC, but again, they got the spike off, so they're not going to lose any time here. I'm not really sure about going for the hard count there, not going to lie. I'm not a big fan of that. I get the idea might be you want to try and pull in offsides, get a free play so you can throw an end zone shot, but overall, like, even this, you should view this as a drive you really shouldn't have. Not a fan of going for the hard cadence right there, but it is what it is. 2nd and 15, hindsight's 20/20, blah, blah, blah. See if DC can do something here. At the very least, you kick the field goal, you go into half, up 6 points, which would be a big lead for you. If you end up scoring a touchdown, you can go back to a 10-point lead. Ball snap, Teamu's pressured. And he's going to take a sack. They're going to lose some yards here. And they're not going to be able to kick the field goal. And they lose time. Terrible. They're saying that they kicked the ball, which I don't think is going to matter either way, but we'll see. Taking a sack there was terrible. Wow. DC sort of blew that there. That's being too greedy. Like, that was being greedy. You know, it was being greedy. They wanted a touchdown when they should have just taken the field goal. Not a fan of that. You know, being greedy is not the best decision in the world right there. It is what it is, though. You're still up by 3, but you could have been up by 6. Hmm. Yeah, Kings got saved again. Couple of big saves for them, but it is what it is. Overall, though, got the lead for DC. They're up by 3. I'm going to take a little break real quick. Going to go use the restroom again and get everything situated. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Don't destroy chat while I'm gone. Hold up. I got an idea. Let's make the dictator a bit bigger while I'm gone. There we go. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Alright. What the heck is a Brady means? Okay. I gotta shrink the dictator again. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's see what I miss. Yeah. Okay. Pull up Mark Jackson. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're back. Audio streams current bit rate is 0. Oh wow, really? It's 0. It's almost like I muted my mic. I gotta love it. Thanks, Captain Obvious YouTube. So glad you're there to let me know when something like that happened. Gotta love it. I got back like just in time. Well, we'll see what happens in this half now. We'll see if the Kings can score on this drive. We'll see if DC makes a couple more. Again, the first half, man, really should have been a lot more scoring. Obviously, you had 2 missed kicks. You had some very questionable coaching decisions, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it really should have been a much different first half, but you know, you had some mistakes made primarily by. I don't even know primarily. You just had to make mistakes by both teams, really, but it is what it is. Okay, go over here. There we go. So the kickoff is up. Kings are getting the ball to start the half here. What's up, Adam? I see you got here for the second half. You know, while I was away pulling the Lamar. Paul Pierce, classic. Didn't have to go in a wheelchair though, so not exactly a Paul Pierce. 14:50 left in the half, or in the game, for the quarter, I should say. Man, I gotta get my bearings back. I need to put this up. There we go. Put the fan up. Put my backup fan. I have like 4 fans in here. I usually have like 1 or 2 of them on at a time. 14 minutes, 50 seconds left. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen in the bunch together. Ball is snapped. They end up faking the handoff. Rogers throws it. The check down and is caught. Gets about... Ooh, they might give him the first down, but there is a flag here. We'll see what this flag is. Let's see. Oof, ineligible play downfield. Gonna lose that play. Bad move for the Kings right there. Hate to see that. If you're a Kings fan, that is. Trending. What's trending now? Some similar stuff. Stuff that's still the same as earlier. Sean Brady is trending. Why? Oh, okay. Oh, there's some betting shenanigans going on. Uh-oh. Somebody might be throwing. Ball is snapped. They throw it to the left. It is caught for about a 4-yard gain. Then gets some. He gets about 5 in total. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 now. $18 sacks. Let's see what the Kings do here. Wow, they gave him an extra yard there. They're probably calling that. There's no way they gave him that full yard, did they? We will see. 2nd and 9 for the Louisville Kings. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Rogers looks to the middle of the field, looks to the left. Throws it over the middle. It is caught for the first down up to about the 42-yard line for the Kings. Big play right there. And the Kings need to score here, get that lead, or at least try to tie the game. Again, DC should be up at least by 6. Really, they should be up by more. Now, as we talked about the penalty that really shouldn't have been good or called, and then obviously what happened at the very end with their decision to basically, you know, go for broke instead of taking the field goal, ended up costing them 3 points at the end. So DC really should be up by a lot more, but yeah. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to the left. Cuts in. They get about 4 yards. Go out of bounds. Working right now. Oh, well, nice to see you here, T-Dog. In case you didn't see, go to the team emojis. We got all 8 team emojis now. Finally, we got one more guy that joined within the last 24 hours, so we're up to all 8 team emojis. Big W. James Robinson's having a solid game overall. Not like having a crazy game, not like a couple weeks ago, but still having a pretty solid game, all things considered. 2nd and 4 for the Louisville Kings. Ball is snapped. Pass thrown over the middle. It is caught at the 30-yard line. Gets about 4 extra yards. Going to be about a 7-yard play right there. Oh, you're talking about that one. Hey, that's a classic from South Park. I know what you're talking about when they got the medicine mixed up and Ike was getting the growth hormones and all that. The HGH. I always just think the Paul Pierce. That's the classic where he's like on the wheelchair getting rolled out because he got hurt and everybody knows damn well he wasn't hurt. That was a classic. 1st and 10 for the Kings. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 up top. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Robinson cuts inside, and it's going to be about a 2-yard gain for the Louisville Kings. Since the big hit. Wow, they're talking about this like it's 5 of 5, and they're trying to act like it's a huge deal. He got hit once and held 2 of these receptions around the second half. This is next level glaze by Joe Klatt and the boys. It's some next level glaze right there. 2nd and 9 for the Kings. In shotgun. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Quick throw to the right is caught. Tries to cut inside. Isn't able to get too far. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain. Going to be about 3rd and 6 for the Louisville Kings. Yeah, they are forced to kick a field goal here. They can tie the game up 13-13. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. If they lose. Hey. Yeah, but that's next level glaze. They're like 5 of 5? Man, we're really pushing it. 5 of 5? Like, that's crazy glaze. 3rd and 6. Ball is snapped. Chandler's pressure. It's going to be another big sack. The amount of just bad sacks for the quarterbacks to take has been huge. Granted, it might be a penalty, but it's a 7-yard loss for the Louisville Kings. Going to be forced to kick a field goal here. And again, we did see Tanner Brown miss one earlier that was a closer kick than this. So it's not a guarantee, but we'll see. We'll see. 49-yard field goal attempt. This is to tie the game. Let's see who makes this one. He made one that was a yard shorter, but he missed one that was a lot closer. Ooh, almost blocked, but it's a perfect kick. Beautiful. It is good. It is a tie game, 13-all. 5-minute drive, solid time possession. Could have been better, sure, but overall still a very solid drive. You'll take that if you are a Kings fan. You're not going to be upset about that at all, so nice for them. You got to answer, yes, today we bring out the brooms, by the way. The Hurricanes are going to bring out the brooms today. Going to sweep those Philadelphia Flyers. It's going to be great. Speaking of... No, I did not want to open my camera app. NHL. When is first game? It's literally 6 o'clock. Okay. NBA. It is going on right now, apparently. The Pistons Cavaliers. Let's see. How is James Harden doing? He made a shot! Oh my... He made a 3? Oh my god. He made a 3-point... He has no turnovers? Wow. Wow. We're seeing a generational performance of James Harden in the playoffs. He should take him out of the game right now. He should take himself out. 1 of 1 on 3-point attempts. 2 assists, 0 turnovers. He's got to call it off. He can't keep going. Though he's got a foul on him, so at least, you know. And he's -5 in turnover on the point differential. Oh my goodness, James. Come on, man. I hope we play in the United Bowl. Hey, that will be a great game. I'd love to see that. Like I said, I am going to the game, by the way. I don't know if I've said this, but I will not be doing a live play-by-play for the championship this year because I will be at the game this year. It's the second time I'll be at the UFL championship game. Didn't make it last year. If I didn't make it, I didn't want to go. Like I said, I was not going to go to St. Louis again. I wasn't going to spend all that money to go to St. Louis, but I'm going to D.C., so I will be there for this game this year. Should be a good time, I hope. D.C. versus St. Louis will be huge. What in the heck? Cringe commercial, bro. Hey, Rossi, in like South Park, King. I at one point had seen every Family episode. I haven't watched in years, but I've seen every King of the Hill episode at least like 3 times. I've seen like every South Park episode at least 3 times. I've watched both those shows so much. It's crazy. Gotta know all the deep cuts, bro. Gotta know it all. You gotta go back to work. I hope you have a good time in the rest of your job today. Got Backlash, UFC, Lakers, Thunder. Return is up to the 20, the 25, the 30, 35, the 40, the 45, the 50. He's still going. He's down at the 43-yard line. It's a fumble. It's a fumble. Louisville says they have the ball. DC saying they have the ball. Oh, man. Louisville has the ball, looks like. Oh, I think they're going to give this to Louisville. Oh, man. They're still looking at this, it looks like. Oh, man. The Kings get the ball back. That was such an insane return. It's a great punch-out. That's a beautiful punch-out. And the Kings are able to get the ball. Oh, my God. The Kings are getting the ball back. That's a huge move for them right there. Oh, my God. That's terrible. That's terrible for the Kings right there. I mean, for the defenders. They just lost that ball right there. The Kings can get the lead now. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Gets a 10-yard gain, the 40, the 35. A huge rush on the first play there. That's about a 16, 17-yard rush right there for the Louisville Kings on their first play of the half. Or of this drive, I should say. Terrible for DC right now. Look at that. Got through the initial guys and just kept going. They're already in field goal range now. With Tanner Brown, even though I know he's been a bit shaky, he still is able to make this kick. They're already in field goal range. Ball is snapped. He's pressured. He's got to throw the check down. It is caught. Misses the tackle. Gets to the 20. Spins at the 20. He's going to keep going to the left. He gets to the 15. Oh, and he gets down about the 13-yard line. Oh, my God. This is going terrible for the defenders right now. This is going horrifically for the defenders right now. Louisville looks like they're just going to get a free touchdown here with almost no defense whatsoever stopping them. That's terrible. That should have been taken down right when he caught it, and instead he broke the tackle, and he ended up spin moving another guy and got an extra few yards again. It's going really bad for DC right now. Look at that spin. That's a perfect spin. Spun right through his arm. First down for the DC defender. I mean, for the Louisville Kings. Fake the handoff. Rogers is going to hold it. He's going to run it. He's going to go out of bounds. It's about a yard shy of the first down marker. It's going to be at about the 5, maybe they call him the 6-yard line. Yeah, I see that looking super great right now. I mean, the Kings have had so much go their way this game. It's crazy. The fumbles have helped them out. The very debatable penalty that bailed them out earlier on the fumble has helped them out. Like, the Kings are getting a lot of bailouts in this game, but they're also doing a lot of great plays as well. They're capitalizing on the bailouts, which we've talked about before. You can get bailouts and still lose if you can't capitalize on them. They're capitalizing on them right there. Wide open, free touchdown. I could have made that throw. It was so easy. Great throw by Rodgers. Touchdown, Tariq Black. Another touchdown for Black. That's his second of the day, if I'm not mistaken. It is now 19-13. Louisville has the lead. Oh, man. This is not looking good whatsoever for the DC Defenders. Proves how drunk this season's been. That is actually crazy. Let's see if this kick is good. Kick is up. It is good. So I cannot get my Kings prediction right. I predicted they would score exactly 19, so I'm officially wrong there. Big sad. Well, we'll see what DC can do. They got to answer. They got to respond doing something. And man, it ain't looking too good for him right now. I may go 1-3 picks to the third consecutive week. Hey, don't say that. It's only the second game of the week. Don't say that yet. It'll get better, hopefully. We'll see. New notification. Post. Chandler Rogers. Oh my gosh. What's trending now? Some random thing that I'm not even going to click on. Sean Brady's still trending. Oh my god, that's crazy. Dude, if that's a knockout in the first round, oh my god. Right now, I definitely don't really have a team this year. It's still pretty much the Panthers, you know. It's like, I like certain things about pretty much every team except Orlando, but I don't really have a team that I'm like, oh, that's my team, like with Michigan. All Access Kings. Showing that big hit again. I mean, that big hit, man. The penalty completely screwed the team over in the end. But, yeah. Points against. Positive point differential. Now that's a better stat line. See, now the Glaze is a bit justified. 8 of 8 for 2 touchdowns. Okay, now the Glaze is a little justified. That's a bit more justified. We're already about halfway through for the quarter. The Kings have had 2 quick drives, but they've taken some time off the clock. The first one was 5 minutes, and they took about 2 minutes to get really quick down the field. Let's see what happens with this return. Up to the 30. Down about the 33-yard line. Now let's see what happens here. Talking to Chandler Rogers right now. Interviewing Rogers right now on the sideline. That's a good stat line. 14-18 for 162. That's a great stat line in general. Let's see what the defenders do. DC's got to score a touchdown here. They got to score a touchdown. Ball snap. They hand it off. Cuts inside. Or cuts outside. Gets about 5 yards in the carry. Pants are my USFL team. They need to come back, man. Mike Nolan comes back as the head coach. Be cinema. Bring in Gidna or Speaks as like the defensive coordinator. Because why not? I mean, hey, we're going to have a bunch of random guys do it. Why not? First play in 33 minutes. Excuse me? 12:01 ET? My brother. No, it was not 12:01 ET. That 12:01, that was before this game even started. What do you mean since 12:01? Oh my god, bro. UFL graphics department, we're having a laugh. Since 12:01 is hysterical, bro. That's actually hysterical. There's a player down in the field right now. What's new? Okay, ads. What are we doing here? Liberty. I love this. Gotta love commercial breaks, baby. Game's going a bit too quick. Gotta throw in some commercials, you know. Granted, I know it's the player got injured, but man, we're still a commercial break. Gotta love it. I don't know, man. We got some questionable penalties. We got some random fumbles. Chandler Rogers got a bailout call. And then everything's been going downhill ever since for the defenders. It's just been rough. DC is looking kind of cooked right now. Not good. But it's definitely a game. One of the weirder games we've seen in a while, for sure. All the Mother's Day ads gonna be gone in about a week and a half, and that's gonna be Father's Day ads, and that's gonna be gone in a couple of weeks or a few months or whatever. Let's see. Still a commercial break, man. Oh, let's look up the stats again. Has James Harden pulled a more James Harden yet? No turnovers still. He's 2 of 2 on shots made. Whoa. Been on the floor for the entire game so far. Crazy. Show the Jalen Rogers hit again. Like, God. Second and 5 now for the DC defenders. Ball snap. They hand it off. Get him a half yard. No, the only thing changed was the flag. The flag changed everything. Once they threw that flag, it completely demoralized DC because they're like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Like, there's nothing we can do. You just bailed them out, and then they just got completely crushed there. Then their great return, fumble happens. You get screwed there. Like I say screwed. That's not like you got screwed by the refs. No, you just, it's bad play for you. It sucks that it happened. You get screwed there, lose the fumble, and then Louisville scores again. Now you got to score here. This is a borderline must-score drive. Just get back on track. You cannot let Louisville score again after this. Pass turn over the middle. It is incomplete, and in the end, you're punting it. Now Louisville has a shot to really make this an insane game for them. If DC doesn't stop them here, man, I don't know if they're going to get a stop at all in this game. That could be really rough, but we'll see. Six and a half minutes left in the third quarter. Let's see if this punt actually goes somewhere. Watch it be blocked. Nope, it's good. Punt is up. It is going to be... We're fair caught at about the 23-yard line. And just keep showing that hit. They're going to keep showing that hit. They're not going to show the flag being thrown and all that, but they're going to keep showing the actual hit. Gotta love it. Now let's see what they do here on their third drive of the half. They are so far 2 of 2 on touchdown drives in this half. Let's see if they can get another one. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff. Quick throw over the middle. And it is incomplete. Let's keep going, Kings. Oh, I want to get a perfect game pick. It's been so long. We'll see. 6 minutes left in the third quarter now. Dallas, Birmingham. Of course, that's later tonight on ESPN tonight. So much stuff going on. It's crazy, but that's later tonight. Then FS1 tomorrow between the Storm and the Gamblers. What a game. After the NASCAR race. Ball snapped. Throws over the middle. It is caught up to the 45-yard line, or the 35-yard line, my bad. First down, Kings. Great play right there. Just simple throw right over the middle. Got him. Not missing throws. Gotta love it. Zach Davidson, the most inconsistent player in the league this year is probably Zach Davidson. He is either, like, literally the best tight end in the league or the worst tight end in the league. He's, like, never in between. Total yards this quarter, 100 to 6. It's crazy. In shotgun. They're going to have to call timeout here. At 25, there's still a lot of ball. We're supposed to be better than this. This is, you know, it's the issue of the DC defenders, man. It's like what happened against St. Louis in the second game. It's like what happened against Dallas last week. There's offense, man. There's something about this offense where they just completely disintegrate for halves. So, I mean, and it's looking like this might be another one of those halves. I mean, it's only been one drive, like full drive. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, Louisville literally could end up having this entire quarter basically having almost the ball the entire time, which is crazy, but they really could. I mean, 5 minutes, they could easily eat up 5 minutes if they got a long enough drive. Let me scroll this down a little bit. There we go. 2 notifications, random stuff. Ball is snapped. Wait. Ball is snapped. They rush it. It's going to be about a 3-yard gain, if that, right there. Second and 7 for the Kings. Going to be about 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter when they snap this ball. Well, they're going to snap it a bit early. 3 receivers to the bunch up top. Ball snapped. Throws it over the middle, and it is incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 7. DC needs to get a stop here. If DC can't get the stop here, that is going to be bad for them. But if they can get the stop here, they can do something. Yep, 3rd and 7 for the Kings now. That timeout might have ended up being a good thing for the DC defenders. They kind of needed a timeout, and they didn't even have to call it. We'll see, though. They got to stop him here. 3 seconds left to get this ball out. That's going to be a false start. Yep, false start on the Kings. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now. 3rd and 12. DC, you better not let a 3rd and 12 get converted on you. That would be really rough. We'll see. Under 4 minutes left in the quarter now. Under 20 minutes to go in the whole game. In shotgun. Looks like he's trying to call another audible here. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Looks to the left. Throws it just into the ground. Going to be incomplete. They're going to punt the ball here. Well, DC, you better do something here. You better score in this drive, because if not, it's looking really bad for you. Score in this drive. Try to tie it up, or at least make it a 4-point game. We'll see. It's just same opponent back to back, Klinger against Louisville. Yeah, gotta love this back to back schedule stuff. Gotta love it. Punt is up. It is going to be at about the 20-yard line almost. Cuts to the right. Cuts inside. Gets 5. Gets about 7 yards. Going to be down at about the 27, 28-yard line. Showing not good. I mean, hey, Louisville's looking pretty good so far. But DC is looking like somewhat... I would say, like, DC's offense is just... It's like I said, man, sometimes just become anemic. They just do nothing. And this is another instance of them doing nothing. They got to change that right now. Like, you can't let Louisville continue to do this. Let's see. New post. Okay. Wow, that's actually crazy. Bobby Cox passed away literally like the day after Ted Turner is crazy. Well, I don't want to say it, but the saying is it always comes in threes. That's not good for Atlanta people. You know, that it's almost always true. That's terrible to hear. Man, showing a young version of him with the Yankees. Oh my God, that's crazy. Showing the young version of him. New posts. Oh man, stop showing this damn U.S. commercial, bro. Because the worst part is there's going to be some delusional Americans that are going to actually think that, like, oh, we're going to win the World Cup this year. It's like, no, bro, we're not winning it. We ain't getting past the knockouts. We're going to get bounced in the first round. If we somehow get past the first round of knockouts, it's a miracle. Terrible. Terrible, man. This U.S. World Cup ad. Don't even get people's hopes up. Our team isn't that good. You know, when Pulisic and McKinney are your two best players, you know your team ain't that good. Respectfully. Of course. What in the Microsoft Paint am I watching? I don't think I would call this the best game of the season because it's too controversial. Like, I still stand by that Derek Robinson hit shouldn't have been a penalty. I think the fact that it's one of those where it was a penalty and it really changed the game is questionable, but that's what I would say. It's definitely a good game, but I don't know if I'd say it's the best game of the year. Still is most ejections by a manager. Oh my gosh. 5-time NL champion, won World Series. Hate to see that. Hate to see that getting to 5, you only were able to win 1. The Yankees are just so good in that time. And then I think it's just crazy. Gained about 9 yards on the rush. Big first down play for the defenders. You got 18 minutes left in the game. You're down by 7. Two minutes, 50 seconds left. 15 yards this quarter, and 9 of them from the last play is great. 3 receivers at the top of the bunch, 2 at the bottom of your screen. Ball is snapped. Talman looks. He's going to throw the check down. It is caught. Ooh, no, it's not. He was not able to haul it in. Going to be incomplete. 3rd and 1 now. Got to go for it here. If you should run in here. If you don't get it, you got to go for it. It's only 1 yard. But we'll see. We'll see exactly what they choose to do. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the quarter. Ball is snapped. Fake the handoff, throw it, and it gets tipped. Why are you throwing it back-to-back plays? I'll never know. You got to go for here. It's 1 yard, man. Like, you decided if you're going to do that play called throw it back-to-back, you are going for it in 4th down. Like, you just have to. Or else you don't throw it back-to-back when you only need 1 yard. Like, come on, man. Like, isn't the whole reason you still have Abram Smith is to be, the, you know, for this scenario to run a yard? Looks like they're going to go for it, which you should. You're not? Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm saying this. That's some terrible play calling by Fred Keiss. I don't understand what that is whatsoever. Punt is up. When we at the 10-yard line, cuts up to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, gets up to the 33-yard line. I do not understand that at all. You're at 2nd and 1, and you do back-to-back passing plays. I understand they were checkdowns. You still do back-to-back passing plays. That's not a good decision. You run it. And one of those plays, you run it. You got to get the first down. Not a good call at all. We're going to need to see. Well, Louisville getting bailed out this time by DC's own sort of incompetence there. Right there. Oh, God. Why is Mark Davis trending? I know that's not a good thing. What dumb thing did he do? Oh, that's other Mark Davis as well. Okay, whatever. They rush for about 2 yards in the play. Second down now. 2nd and 10 for the Louisville Kings. After the 0-yard rush for Robinson. The Rockies. Damn. Damn, that's rough. Ball is snapped. Throw it over the middle. It is going to be caught for the first down. And it gets to the 50 after he breaks tackle. There is a flag. There's a fumble. DC has the ball. DC's ball. DC has the ball. Oh, are they really calling this roughing the passer? Let's see. You know, I'll say this. Purely because he was going alone, I agree with that call. Only because he was going alone. If he didn't have anyone pushing him, I'm okay with that call. If anyone was near him, I would be against that call. Because, like, they talk about raising the helmet. You just penalized the guy for lowering the helmet. So that is negligible. But there was nobody with him. He had full control on how to tackle him. And he decided to go full force like that. I'm honestly okay with that one. I'm not against that roughing the passer call. Resetting the play clock real quick. Let's see what happens here now. 1st and 10 for the Louisville Kings after the penalty. That, again, it did bail him out. It's another bailout call, but that wasn't a true bailout. It's a bailout in the sense they made a terrible play, but they did get a call, like I said. Because there was nobody pushing him or in front of him, I think that's fine, but still somewhat of a bailout call. Oh, great sack! That's going to be that's almost a 10-yard loss for the Louisville Kings right there. Beautiful sack by Robertson right there. Huge play. It's going to be about a 10-yard loss. And he didn't even touch. That should be at least 9 yards. They don't give him at least 9 yards. It's a terrible decision making by the refs. Great tackle. Huge play. Wow. The refs, that's a bailout. You're calling that an 8-yard loss. He was fully 10 yards back, but whatever. 2nd and 18 now. They're going to have one more play by the end of this quarter. Let's see what happens here. They got to call this. They got 2 seconds left. Finally, they threw the false start. Or they delay of game. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Kings right there for delay of game. Well, Louisville apparently called a timeout there, so they're going to use the timeout. Down to 1 timeout now. Second and 18 now for the Kings. His energy is back. The Colorado Rockies are so sad. At least the Islanders had a couple of years, like 7 years ago, where they got to the final, like the Eastern Conference Final. 2nd and 18 for the Louisville Kings. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep to the left. Incomplete. And that's the end of the quarter. 1 quarter left. It's going to be 3rd and 18 now for the Louisville Kings. To see if they can get a first down here, or DC will get the ball back. They have not crossed midfield, so they don't have to punt, or they don't have to go for it. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. But man, what a weird game. Let's look at some scores now. What is the NBA going on? 36-31. The Cavaliers are winning. James Harden only has 1 turnover. He has not missed a shot yet. He only shot the ball twice. Oh, it's terrible. But at least he's not missing. Mobley has 2 rebounds. Whoa, he actually is realizing that he should probably rebound the ball if he's a tall guy. Man, Dennis Schroeder is like thoroughly playing Harden today. In 5 less minutes, he's got 3 more points, 1 more rebound, only 1 less assist, 1 more block. He's definitely outplaying him. It's crazy. Let's look at the PGA while we're in break. Myrtle Beach Classic. Brooks Koepka is only about 3 strokes behind the lead with a great charge today, shooting -7. He might be able to pull it off. Truist right now. Let's see what's going on there. McIlroy is +1. Of course he is. Of course he's starting pretty bad. Fitzpatrick's got the lead. Alex, whoa. One of the Hoge guards is finally up there again. Next week, obviously, got the PGA. It's a big one, so that'll be good. Trending again. Let's see. Still some random stuff. Okay. Karis LeVert is trending. Oh my god. The NBA, I don't know. It's basically the Knicks are gonna steamroll the East. The East is so weak this year. The Knicks are gonna steamroll through it, and then it's just gonna be the Knicks are probably gonna get steamrolled by the Spurs or the Thunder. The Western Conference Final is basically the final for the NBA, because like the Knicks are the clear-cut best team in the East, and they are not the clear-cut best team in basketball. So it's gonna be the Thunder or the Spurs. Whoever wins that series is gonna end up winning it all. Most likely. Like, if it doesn't happen, something went terribly wrong. Quarter's about to start now. Final quarter, 15 minutes left. DC is down by 7. They got to get a touchdown. Right now, Louisville does have the ball, but Louisville is in a very, very precarious 3rd and 18 situation. So, DC can get the ball back here pretty easily if they just get, just don't allow an 18-yard play, get another penalty, we'll see. Let's see what happens here. Show Blake Williams on the sideline right now. Bradley Moore talking about using the F word. That's great. Yeah, good old Kawhi Leonard, the 1 year he was there, became the most overrated player ever for about a minute. Incomplete deep pass, almost intercepted, but incomplete. Remember that? Remember when Kawhi Leonard was viewed as, people were saying he might be a top 10 player all time? Oh my god, that was crazy. Honestly, though, when it's all said and done, him versus KD is going to be an interesting one. How much credit do you give the MVPs versus how much credit do you give to actually, leading a team to a championship? It'll be an interesting all-time debate in the future. I think it's a lot closer than people say. Because KD has done so much damage to his own legacy. So has Kawhi, honestly. They both done so much damage to their own legacies. Returns all the way at the 7-yard line, up to the 10. Gets taken down at about the 15-yard line. The Rockies, yeah, and they've destroyed their team for nothing. It has so many bad decisions that team's made. Look at that beer snake. Look at it grow. It's like for every person that doesn't show up, somebody drinks an extra beer. It's crazy. Look at that, 0 of 3 for 0 yards in the second half. Granted, he's barely been able to do anything. I mean, like I said, play calling was terrible in that last drive. I don't know why they didn't run it at all. But we'll see what they do here. 1st and 10. 14.5 minutes left. You probably root for Birmingham. You just want it to be where there's no team thoroughly ahead of you. Pass is thrown over the middle. It is intercepted by the Kings! The Kings get the ball at the 25-yard line. Tatum might have just cost his team the game with that interception right there. Oh, my God. Tatum might have just thrown away the game there. The defense is going to have to make an insane stop here. And even then, it's still going to make it a 2-score game unless they miss a field goal or get a turnover. Terrible. And again, another play where they're not running. So like we talked about yesterday, you got to do both. You can't just run it unless you're already ahead like that. And they're just not running it anymore. Terrible. Unbelievable play right there. But yeah, I mean, as a Kings fan, win or lose, you want Birmingham to win. Because Birmingham winning makes it a very annoying battle at that last spot. You kind of want to get ahead. Like, yes, you're tied with Birmingham technically, but you just want to get ahead of them and all that. At least that's how I would view it. It is going to be touchdown, Louisville. Wow, they're calling down the half-yard line. DC, man, y'all are cooked. You're done. It's probably GG for this game. You should be able to rebound next week and win, but this is looking like a GG's. Yes, I know there's 14 minutes left. I know it's a lot of time. But, man, it's looking really bad for you. They're going to review this play real quick. The one thing I've always said with DC is that DC, their offense just has this issue where they become completely anemic. And it's happened again today. The difference is usually it doesn't really hurt them because they're already at a lead or something. They didn't have that luxury today. And so because of that, like, I'm not trying to discredit. Louisville's offense is doing well. But this honestly doesn't feel like... This feels like the opposite. It feels like Louisville's offense is playing better than it usually does, but their defense isn't really doing anything. It's just that DC has gone anemic again. They did this against Dallas last week, right? Second half, couldn't do anything. Against St. Louis in the second half, couldn't do anything. Remember, like, not to be disrespectful to the Battlehawks fans in here, but DC was the much better team in Week 3. The only reason that game was close was because DC's offense just turned into a pumpkin in the second half, and they didn't do anything, right? And that's what's been the biggest issue with them. Even St. Louis, despite having the anchor, as I like to call him, Harrison Frost, never had that issue where their offense just became anemic. DC has done this now a third time, and it's not even counting Week 1, which you could call it 4 times, where they just stopped doing anything. Their rush touchdown, Louisville's up 26-13. So, like, this is more so Louisville's offense is playing much better than usual, but DC's offense is just anemic. It's what it is. And it all changed in the penalty, right? Shouldn't have been a penalty. Shouldn't have been a penalty. Should have been DC's ball. Was a bailout call. It's one of those where it really changed the tide of the game, and it's 2-point now with DC, right? Another issue is the mentality DC is facing now. It's one of those mentalities where they feel like they can't do anything because they're going to genuinely... Because if there's one play that you really believe was not a penalty that got called, and there's another that you think is iffy that gets called as well, you start thinking you can't do anything. Now your defense is having to play handicap. Because if you're a defender, you're having to think, I can't tackle this guy or I'm going to get called for a flag. So now you're thinking about every single tackle you make and you're losing time. It's just a losing battle everywhere for this team. Just everywhere. Yeah, I mean, DC is looking like they're going to lose for sure. It's looking like a loss for them, 100%. I said, man, it's one thing I've said for weeks. This offense has a tendency to become anemic, and they do nothing. Like, because this isn't like normal where like you'll get a couple good plays here and there and then, you know, you stall out. No, when this offense stops working, they don't even know what a first down is. And this has happened so often for this defenders team. Like, it's just not good. It's just not good, man. And I don't know what you do, like what the issue is. Part of it is play calling, part of it is just genuine playing. It's just rough, man. Let's see, random stuff. Don't care. Got it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens now. DC's got to score here. If not, they're definitely cooked. Yeah, this game I should find 21 answers. It's crazy, man. DC, man. I will say, play calling is a big part of it. Like, that 2nd and 1. You're at 2nd and 1. You got there from a 9-yard rush. And you decide to throw it back-to-back plays and then not go for a 4th down. See, that's what doesn't make sense. If you throw it back-to-back and then rush it in 4th down, there's some rhyme and reason to it. If you throw it back-to-back and then don't go for it in 4th down, that's just stupid play calling. Like, that's stupid play calling. So I really don't understand what's going on. It's a mix of everything. It's just, when this DC team, when one cog isn't working, they just stop moving. And it's terrible. That's the biggest issue with them. I turn this on, man. It's close to upset City. Yeah, it's looking bad. I hate when I'm right. I mean, hey, this offense, man, it just becomes anemic. And if the defense isn't bailing you out, it's rough. And, like, the thing is that this is what I've been saying in the power rankings, right? I've been saying that, you know, St. Louis got a better quarterback. Maybe a lot better team. Now, DC, this offense is anemic. It's going to be very interesting in the power rankings if the score holds. Because I normally don't like to super overreact, but I've said a lot of things about, you know, St. Louis needing a quarterback, which they have now. I'll see what I end up doing. Now, DC makes a comeback as a W. I don't know for sure about that. You have to be a channel member to be able to get access to the team emojis. To be able to get access to them. Best tournament margin League 204. So the DC does, man. The DC better do something here. It's the 4th quarter. It's a new quarter. Not really, because they already threw interception. But, you know, we'll see what they do here. I mean, this is a big win for Louisville as well. Because even though, like I said, I do think you probably want Birmingham to win just to make it even more chaotic in the bottom, you are okay with Dallas winning. Because you did beat them. So technically, you probably do want Dallas to win. Granted, Dallas is still ahead of you in the standings. That's the one issue with that. Return is up to the 20. Down to about the 22-yard line. So, I mean, if you're Louisville and you get this win, you might be able to separate yourself into that solo 5th place. Because if Dallas wins and if Orlando wins, you're in solo 5th. You'll take that, right? You will take that as a Louisville Kings fan. So, yeah. Like, right there, man. Oh, that's terrible. That's a terrible play they just re-showed, bro. Like, I don't remember exactly. Like, I know that was like on a 1st and 10 or whatever, but man, that was so much room. That was a 4-yard right there. Oh my god, terrible. Terrible, bro. 1st and 10 for the DC defenders. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Almost intercepted again. That was a bad play right there again. And guess what? Another pass in a row. Another throw. I guess Abram Smith doesn't exist. I guess Valladay is gone. I guess Deion Jackson is literally disappeared. Okay? We're just going to keep throwing it, apparently. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Ball is snapped. And they take a sack, bro. Like, Fred, man, I put you as the best OC in the league. And when you do something like this, you're losing that. Why in the hell are you throwing again? I mentioned earlier, I definitely don't have one this year. There's no team I thoroughly enjoy the same way with the Panthers for sure. You know what, DC, man? Like, if you're going to keep doing this, man, you kind of deserve to lose the games. Like Columbus yesterday, man. If you're going to do, like, just blatantly wrong play calls, you kind of deserve to lose the game at this point. Like, I hate to be that Debbie Downer, but, like, bruh. Another guy down right now. I'm just like, and that's Yasir Duran. It's the guy they brought back in. Obviously, was a huge sign that they got, and he is down right now, which is not good if you're a DC fan. Who's a huge reason why this O-line has been better as of late, and hopefully he's not out. Hopefully it's just a minor injury, but we'll see. Mm. Third and 18. He's still being carried off to the sideline now. .300 yards in the first half. You only had 13 points to show for it. And you have 7 yards in the second half. I'm not even going to lie. I think the first half stats more embarrassing. 300 yards and you only have 13 points is egregious. That's really pathetic. That's going fully down the football field 3 times. I might move him down to 2. I said for a while St. Louis's biggest issue was they didn't have a quarterback, and they have a quarterback now. DC, I said that this has been an issue for weeks, this anemic offense in the second halves of games, and it's happened again. Finally, a big play. It's a first down to Ty Scott. You know, maybe they can change my mind. Right now, they're number 2 in my rankings. Right now, they're number 2. But if they win this game or they make this super close, maybe a different story. That wasn't even a good throw. Ty Scott had to go down. That's a great catch by Ty Scott. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Quick throw over the middle. It's caught up to the 50. Gets to the 45. Down to about the 43. I kind of want Tara to win just because the fact that Van is like, he is a paper champion. He's not really the champion of the world. He didn't beat Pantoja. Pantoja's arm just disintegrated. You know, his elbow disintegrated. So I kind of hope that, but we'll see. Ball is snapped. Quick throw to the left is caught. And it's going to be out of bounds for about a 2-yard loss. Or 2-yard gain, or 2 yards away from the first down. So an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2 for the defenders. Still not running the ball, by the way. They're still not running whatsoever, DC. They're not running at all, by the way. 2nd and 2. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Ball snapped. There we go. And they get about a yard, though. Hey, 1 yard. That's all you need to gain if you do it again. Keeping them at 1. I mean, if they win, they're going to stay at 1. Because if they just keep winning, they stay at 1. Though it'll be a much closer one than it really should be. Because it's just... Because, like, I want to say this is a bad game. But honestly, I can't say this is just a bad game. Because the reason they're losing is the same reason that the Dallas game was closer than it should have been. The same reason why the second St. Louis game was closer than it should have been. Like, it's the saying, right? It happens once, it's an anomaly. Twice, it's a coincidence. 3 times, it's a trend. This is now the 3rd time, if you don't count week 1. If we give week 1 a pass because it's week 1, this is the 3rd time where this offense has just disintegrated. They do nothing. And it's insane. Because it's not for, like, 10 minutes. It's for halves. And they're having it happen again. Like, this is the best drive they've had this half, and it's not even, like, insane so far. It's just okay. Ball snap, they hand it off, and they get the first down. Like, now it's looking maybe it's their best drive overall, but even then it's like, eh. I mean, week 1, we saw Austin put up 376 passing yards, look the best quarterback of all time, and now we're talking about him as being arguably the weakest starter in the league. So, I'm just saying, week 1, in terms of how much does it matter, I don't know if it really matters like a ton in terms of talking about teams in week 7. I'm just saying. Ball is snapped. Pass is thrown deep to the left. Wide open, Fairchild, touchdown. Bradley Moore would have caught that. Bradley Moore would have caught that ball. I'm not trying to be a dick, but Bradley Moore would have caught that ball. Oh, that's terrible. That's Te'amu throw it perfectly to him. Oh my god, it's terrible. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. That's that terrible. Terrible. Ball is snapped. Te'amu throws it deep over the middle of the field. Intercepted. Louisville ball. I don't even know what the hell that throw was. That's like speaking of this as well. What a shit throw. That was an awful throw. That wasn't even trying to overthrow his guy. He just straight up launched the ball there. That's like I'm pissed off my guy just dropped the ball, so I'm just going to yeet it downfield. Terrible throw. Interception. Louisville has the ball back, and that's pretty much game. Yes, it was 10 minutes left. That's basically game. I will say, though, if you're Dantzler, like yourself, that's a bad play. It's the one, this is the main reason I hate the 2 foot and bound rule, is that you need to be, like, prepping yourself mentally for that, because it's not an interception in the NFL. I would have loved to see him actually try to drag that 2nd foot inbounds. So, like, that's the only nitpick I'll have for that, but it's still an interception. Louisville ball, just terrible by DC. Again, this offense, man, just becomes anemic. Drop the touchdown, you immediately throw an interception, and it was like that is purely on Te'amu. There was like that's a 2025 Te'amu throw where he just wildly misses the deep throw. Like this season, he has been very good at not wildly missing the deep throws. That's a lot like last year, and that's a bad thing. That's not what you want to see. What is trending now? Still about the same random stuff, apparently. What's the score of the game now? NBA. Cavaliers up by 13. Man, this is actually aggravating to watch. This DC team, man. Another instance. They can't do anything in a half. Another instance of them where it's like, once the second half starts, the team just stops playing. Like, damn, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know what to say. This is just terrible. This is awful to watch. Let me look this up. The UFL. Week 1, I already know they didn't score anything in the second half. Week 2, I know they did. They crushed Columbus. They crushed Houston. Then week 4, they technically scored, but they only scored like 11 points, and it was still a really bad offense in that game. Week 5 was Birmingham. They kind of crushed Birmingham, and then last week it was pretty much like really anemic. They didn't score a single point in the second half, so yeah. Yeah, Fairchild is not having good. DC challenged for a DPI, didn't get it, and it was, again, it was such a bad throw by Te'amu, they couldn't get DPI, because that was an uncatchable ball. So, ends up being upheld. DC loses the timeout, loses their challenge. Ball snap, they hand it off, and it's going to be a 5-yard gain. Cuts outside, gets the first down, gets to the 40, and it's going to be down about the 42-yard line. Man, they just keep showing that drop, and it gets worse every time. That's an inexcusable drop, man. That's so bad. 9 minutes left. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Ball snap, they hand it off. Gonna be about a 2-yard gain on the play. Mm. Eight minutes and 40 seconds left. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts inside, and they get about 2 yards. Again, you're able to just eat up a ton of clock. You don't really have to do anything about that. And you just, take forever if you want without any issues. So, hey, it's big for them. Hmm. 3rd and 7 for the Louisville Kings now. Ball is snapped. Throws over the middle. It is caught up to the 50. It's going to be down, but they might be past the 50, so they might be forced to go for this. Oh, I have no idea, bro. You think I follow the W that much? No, I do not. Yep, they got to go for it here. They passed the 50. DC needs to stop. If they don't get this stop, that's game. Like, that's basically game. You got to, if you get the stop here, you have a shot. Let's see. They hand it off. Oh, my God. Free. Keeps going the 40. Oh, man. All the way to the 36-yard line. Terrible. Terrible for DC right there. Horrible play for DC's defense. Knew they were going to run it. Let them run it. And got it down the yardage. Hey, looking for the defenders. Man, this is looking good for Louisville right now. Their offense is clicking now. And again, because of the bottom 4 teams play the top 4 teams, Louisville could, like I said, be solo 5th. Granted, they probably would rather be in a 3-way tie where they're losing tiebreaker to the Stallions. You'd probably rather be that this week because then you're, tied with them, but we'll see. Rush up the middle. Get about 2.5 yards. You can eat up a lot of clock here. You're not even past the 30. You can definitely milk this clock down to about 3 minutes left if you really want to, so yeah. 133 rushing yards today, man. Yeah, they're increasing their average a ton right now. 2nd and 7, 6 minutes left. Ball snap. Hand off. Keeps cutting to the right. Gets about 5 yards. Gets the first. Ooh, gets taken out about 2 yards shot of the first down. I guess all that needs to happen is the Kings need to be 10-point underdogs, right? If the Kings are like mega underdogs, like 6 or more point underdogs, they just win, apparently. And on the road. They have to be on the road. Then they just pull it off. I mean, they were like huge underdogs against Dallas. They ended up getting the W. I think it was like 7 or 8. And now they were 10.5 and they're getting the W here. Crazy. Man, it's the same issue I talked about in the power rankings. The one thing that really hurts this team is that offense can just disappear at times. And it happened again today. Like, this DC team, if they're fully going, they are the best team in the league, but they've done this numerous times this season where the offense just stops working, and they can't even get, like, 5-yard gains. Hate that. Hate that. Louisville, you have a challenge, now you can't use a challenge. I hate calling a timeout there. It's so much better to just not call a timeout there, lose the 5 yards, do 3rd and 7, kick the field goal, because, again, if you get a field goal, it's then a huge 17-point game. I'm not a fan of using the timeout there. It's a bad timeout use. But, I mean, if they get the first down here, right, that's what they're planning on, trying to get the first down to really ice this game. I still would have rather you keep the timeout. You want to keep that challenge in your back pocket. You never know when it can win you a game. We saw that in the Houston-Birmingham game, and challenges basically won Houston that game. Both teams challenged. Houston used theirs last. They won the game. Third and 2 for the Louisville Kings. Wouldn't be shocked if they go for it, honestly. If they don't lose too many yards on this play, like, at all, I would probably think that they're going to go for it. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, and they're going to lose like 3 yards. Hate to see that, man. Well, so you use the timeout, You didn't get it. You lost yards. Now you can't go for it. So you're punting, and I mean, you're kicking it anyway, and you're where you basically would have been had you not called a timeout. I get it. Hindsight's 2020. Said it beforehand. Don't call timeout there. There's very few times where you really should call a timeout for like a delay of game. That wasn't one of them. They're going to go for it anyway? Oh my gosh. Okay. They're going for broke. They're up by 2 scores. I don't hate it, but, you know, it's bold. Let's see if they get it. And they're going to be a false start penalty, it looks like. DC calls a timeout. So now DC's only going to have 1 timeout if they stop them here. They're only going to have 1 timeout for 4.5 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes makes it a very long time, but that's still not what you want to see. That is very questionable decision-making right now we're seeing from DC. I'm pumped for this. Yeah, Kings are definitely happy about this. This is a huge win for the Louisville Kings. Again, we've talked about, Louisville Kings, they're such a good market. I still believe they need to be the championship host next year. We'll see, though. Are they going to punt it or kick this now? They're going to kick this now. Okay, so they're changing their mind. They're going to kick it now. Hey, you force them to burn a timeout, make this an even tougher game. I'm not against it. .49-yard field goal attempt. Can they make this? This would be huge for Tanner Brown. This would make it to where even though he has a miss that's short, he'd have 3 kicks of 48 to 50 yards, which would be huge. And he makes it. Beautiful kick. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. DC, it's officially this. If DC turns the ball over, they lose. That's simple. If they ever let the Louisville offense on the field, they lose the game. They have to stay on offense the entire rest of the game. They got to go for the 4th and 12. That's simple as that. They only got 1 timeout left. They got to go. We'll see if they can pull it off. Ain't looking good for them, though. See, 64 to 48. What is James Harden? James Harden's the 2nd highest point, or plus minus. Ooh. Yeah, because the game tonight, the Stallions and Renegades, and tomorrow, FS1, you got the Gamblers and the Storm. If you breathe, you lose. Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, with 4 minutes, because the way I view it is you force them to use a timeout, right? So it's not just that you kick the field goal, you force them to use a timeout. The whole reason you wanted to go for it was so you could eat up more clock. The fact that you force them to use a timeout means that's a timeout they don't have. So it's a big deal. DC's down to only 1 timeout. Basically, for DC, you got to score before the 2-minute warning, and then you got to, score after 2-minute warning. But you might have to even get 3 scores because of how much you're down. Yes, it's a 2-score game, but going for 3 is not a guarantee. Turn us up to the 30. Take it down about the 34-yard line. So DC might have to score on back-to-back drives. So we'll see. Four minutes and 20 seconds left. Punt, INT, fumbled open to kickoff, and should also mention, dropped wide open free touchdown. Yikes. It's easy. First and 10. Ball is snapped. Deep throw. Into triple coverage. What a decision for a first play. Incomplete. Could have been intercepted. DC sucks. Look at that. Like, dude, I don't even know what the throw is, bro. You see the 3 people there, bro. Like, you really playing the hopefully we get a DPI penalty game? Bro, if you're a DC player, you know the refs aren't helping you today. They're bailing out the Kings more than they are you. So why bother? They got to go quick. They used a lot of time there. They're down to 3 seconds. Weird decision making. You don't have time to do this. Throw over the middle. It is caught. First down. Keeps going. Down to about the 47-yard line in DC territory. They got to go quick. You cannot be snapping this ball with under 15 seconds in the play clock. It's got to be over 15 every single time, and even that might be being too much. This is what you want to see. They're going to snap this at about 18 seconds in theory. Nope. 17. Ball is snapped. He's pressured. Throws a dump out. Incomplete. Clock is still going because, again, we're not within 2 minutes. Louisville's got to go. DC's got to go quick here. They got to snap this ball quick. Now they're getting a flag for probably intentional grounding, it looks like. Yep, intentional grounding on the offense. Now they lose a bunch of yards there. They lose the down anyway. And in over DC, again, you have to go for this. You cannot punt. You do not have enough time. You have only 1 timeout left. You only have a 2-minute warning, so you have to go for it no matter what happens, wherever you are, no matter how far back, you got to go for it. But right now, it is now a super long 2nd and 18. Tiam is pressured. He evades the sack. He's rolling. He's going to run for it. He gets tripped up, and he's going to only get about 4 yards. And they got to go quick. They're moving super nonchalant. They don't have the time to do this. This is not good play right now. You cannot be nonchalant about this. You got to go quick. 20 seconds. They've already wasted too much time there. They should be snapping the ball right now. Instead, they're still calling the play. I don't know what DC is doing. DC, I guess, is throwing in the towel. Yeah, they threw in the towel. That's game. They might be acting like this game's. I mean, I don't know what to say. DC threw in, at this point, just kneel. Like, honestly, kneeling the ball is more dignifying than what they're doing right now. You just wasted the entire play clock right there for no reason to still get a false start penalty. That is inexcusable. Right? You were supposed to, snap the ball with over 15 seconds left in the play clock, so you used it all and then still got a penalty. That's terrible. 3rd and 24 now. Ball is snapped. Deep throw over the middle. It is caught. It's a great catch, but that's going to be down. That's not going to be a fumble. It's going to be down. That's going to be DC ball. They're going to be 1 yard shy of the first down. They're going to have to go for it on 4th down. That's almost a guarantee he was down. We'll have to see the replay. If not, it is Louisville ball, but I believe that was down 1 yard shy of the first down marker. Yeah, Marion, this was definitely rough for them. He still has it. Wait, I gotta see the replay now. Hold up, wait a minute. That might be a fumble. It might be officially game over, which honestly might as well do it, because you might as well put him out of his misery. This is really rough. We'll see. Man, this is a rough game to watch for DC. This is bad DC. Honestly, I kind of hope they give the ball to Louisville, just because this is getting borderline embarrassing for DC. I don't want to be a super Debbie Downer to DC fans in chat, but this is really getting embarrassing for DC. It's just play after play of just what are we doing? It's a rough game. This is probably up there for one of the 5 just weakest sort of performances by a team, all things considered. Not talking about oh, you got blown out. I mean in terms of a what are you doing? This is bad. Really bad. Really bad one. Really bad. Ain't looking good for DC. DC looking pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, DC just has been rough. Need to be better at home, and this team looking dangerous to play us, maybe. I mean, hey, the one benefit if you suck at home and you're winning on the road is that you're probably going to be a road team in the playoffs. So, so it helps you out in the end. Yeah. And that is going to be a fumble. That is game over. For all intents and purposes, that's game over. You know what though? I'm doing pretty good right now on my game picks for this specific week. That's gonna be 2 of 3 again, which I'll take. I'll take 2 of 3 again. I had Louisville covering, but they ended up winning, so yeah. So I'll take it. 30-13 is 43 total points. This is an over under 47.5. I just need Louisville to get a first down and kneel the ball. They should just kneel the ball in general. DC should just let them kneel the ball. There's no reason to make this any more worse than it is. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, they handed off to get like 6 yards and carry. Okay, so 4 of 6 after two games now. A decent week. Almost iconic plays in the history of the quarterback. Hey, the QB kneel, bro. You get to victory formation, baby. God, I love it. Unnecessary roughness on both teams. I guess you owe Rapoli's horse to Rapoli Royce. Hey, St. Louis fans, welcome to number 1 in the power rankings, because DC ain't going to be 1 this week. It's St. Louis, man. The clock ain't moving. What the hell? What a game. Yeah, the Spring King. People were saying that Teamu was the true Spring King, and Perez said, watch this, and now he's back. Hand the ball off again. Clock should be going down more. I don't know why this clock was fully stopped earlier, but... Yeah, DC isn't even calling a timeout. Yeah, I mean, it's true. The better team won today, without a doubt. Like, we talk about the biggest difference is that in the past couple of instances where the DC offense just disintegrated, the defense was able to do enough and the opposing team's offense wasn't able to do enough. This wasn't the case. Louisville didn't even have to do much. They just had to kind of exist and they would win the game, and they did. Right? DC's offense completely two things can be true. It should have been a penalty. That penalty changed the game. So, I understand if you're a DC fan and you want to be I'm saying, if you want to, pull, the delusional fan sort of syndrome, right, which we all do at time to time, you can use the penalty as a legitimate excuse, because that penalty doesn't get called, DC gets the ball back, Louisville doesn't score there, very big chance that the game ends up being completely different in the second half, because the mentality of DC is different. At the end of the day, though, DC's offense did nothing in the second half. Their best drive, they got about, 30 yards and dropped a wide-open touchdown, only to then throw an awful interception. I mean, this was a bad game for DC. Like, right now, the team to beat is St. Louis. St. Louis's biggest issue was their quarterback was awful. They fixed it. They have Luis Perez as their starter. Luis Perez looked rusty in that second half and still was far better than what they had. That shows how much better he is than what they had. Now St. Louis is a legitimate threat. Granted, there is no team that is like, let's say, 2024 Birmingham, right? 2024 Birmingham was the best team in the league by a country mile. And I said it even after the Brahmas lost. That Brahmas win meant nothing. Birmingham was still the clear-cut best team in the league. They made, I like to say, right? There was no USL versus XFL. It was just Birmingham versus everybody else. They were bitching every single team in the league, and they really did that in the championship game. Even this year isn't that same case. Even though St. Louis is the best team in the league this year, it's not like they're the best team by this unfathomable country mile because their ground game is inconsistent, and that will potentially cost them a playoff game. But they are the best team right now. It's St. Louis 1, DC 2. In theory, Orlando 3, but if Orlando somehow loses, congratulations, Louisville, you're the third best team in the league, but we'll see. I don't even know why DC's throwing that deep ball there. They're really trying to pad their stats, which is crazy. Hey, go pad your stats, baby. Why not? Second and 15 after delay of game, bro. I don't know exactly. Honestly, I have no idea. The Hurricanes playoff game is on tonight. That's priority. But then you've also got the UFL game tonight. You got Backlash. You got UFC 328. Hell, you got NBA playoff games. You got the Avs versus the Wild, which I probably won't watch because that's going to be, Colorado's probably going to win that. I know at some point I'm watching it. I just don't know what because there is so much on tonight. It's crazy. Well, that's officially the game. The Kings have officially crushed DC, just like they did to Dallas. They were massive underdogs, pull off the massive upset. DC, very rough. They're going to have to really regroup after this game. Louisville, man, you're looking pretty good right now. Now, let me also look at this real quick. What is Louisville's schedule? The Louisville Kings play DC again, Dallas, and Columbus. So they have a real shot at making something, right? Dare I say, technically, the 1 or 2 seed isn't out of the question. You play DC again next week. Now, granted, based on trends, DC is going to win next week. We've historically seen that the second team always wins the rematch. But if you pull it off, you are now only 1 game behind being ahead of DC due to tiebreaker. Meaning that if Louisville somehow does win out, they will get those 3 wins, meaning that DC just has to lose 1 other game. And DC, for them, they still have to play Orlando twice. It is very possible they go 1-1 against Orlando. It is very possible Louisville could overtake DC in the standings if they beat them next week, which is crazy, but it's true. We will see what ends up happening, but overall, that'll do it for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, we'll see when the streams are for next week. I'll probably post the voting for Community Heroes probably Monday or Tuesday like normal. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, guys,